Welcome, friends. Welcome to Tomb of Annihilation. We are back. It has been 1 week. How's everybody doing?
Pretty good.
Doing good.
Yeah. Hungry for death. Let's
Not that kind of hungry.
But yeah, it's been a little while. We've had a week to think about all of our actions up until now and how they've affected our characters, and how they're completely doomed. The river was a trick. I got you guys. I got you. Unbeknownst to all of you, you've exited on a part of the shore that is just a giant pit trap, and it just falls 300 feet into the earth, and I've got you all.
No,
Second level, gotcha.
I've got my Bard character right here.
Yeah, it's gonna wipe the party. Let's do it. Let's just wipe it clean. All right. Well,
I have about 6 characters right here.
I know you do. Okay, everyone can just take one of Alex's characters, and we can play all of Alex's.
yeah,
characters.
there you go. Yeah.
That's its own party. Oh,
Well, I'll just play bards.
that'd be sweet. I'd be into it. That would be a giant musical trope. Every time the party takes a certain amount of damage, though, I would demand that like a soundboard play where it just sounds like a bunch of like instruments crashing. All at once every time the party takes a lot of damage. That would be a beautiful thing.
So
There are no bards on this list, but 3 clerics, weirdly.
Does it just make us a band?
It would.
Yes.
That's why every time you would get
Yes.
hit, I would want a sound of like a bunch of instruments smashing into the ground. That'd be great. Alrighty. Well, if we are ready, what were you gonna say?
Nothing.
Okay, that's right.
Hey,
If we are ready to jump back into the world of Toril, into the land of Chult, to the forbidden city of Omu, we can begin our what happened last time to our group of adventurers. They've been through quite a bit here so far in the Forbidden City. I believe the last time that we saw our characters, they had just defeated a group of Yuan-Ti that had ambushed them at the shrine of... Let me get the exact name here. I believe it was... I just want to make sure I get it right. Ajin. The Shrine of Ajin. After defeating that foe, scraping off a couple of wounds, bandaged themselves up, they entered into the shrine proper and were met with 2 separate puzzles. One, a series of tiles on the floor that the party was able to discern the key to, not stepping on the same tile twice in a row, or else they would activate a poisonous dart trap. After passing that, the party then continued forward into a maze-like shrine, but one of our adventurers got ahead of the rest of the party and decided to move slightly forward, but found something quite important. Our dear friend Freesia found a scrap of the man that she has been hunting for some time, her father, Artis Cimber, a wound left over from a trap that he must have triggered at one point or another, left behind a scrape of his shirt. You rushed ahead of the party, Freesia, the rest tracking close behind, triggering a few traps on the way there. We met in a semi-dramatic scene as the party opened the door on either side of a chamber as Freesia plucked the last key puzzle cube from the pedestal, and as she did, nothing happened, and you guys were good to go. But upset that her father wasn't there, she looked around the room to find a message left over. Apparently, his final words before capture or something. We're not exactly sure. He went to go meet an old friend. He was surrounded. And so Styria left quite upset, the party trailing after her. We were able to get a small moment between the party and Freesia, unable to leave and go straight towards where she presumed her father to be. She admitted to the party after being stopped by war that she indeed had this blood connection to Artis Cimber, which was her reasoning behind her current state. After getting her to calm down and see reason, the party decided to go about making their way to the palace, or rather making their way to further puzzle cubes as per the instructions, the last will and testament of Artis Cimber left on the wall to continue collecting the puzzle cubes. As you went to go cross the river, avoiding the obvious trap that was my log going across the river, you decided to spend a fourth circle spell slot and split the fjord in half, crossing the water proper, going to the muddy ground. But you were assaulted by a sniper of sorts from the other side that no one was able to spot. Arrows trickling down from the opposite coast. Alexandria had to shift her magic to block the way. A few shots coming close to breaking her concentration on the spell, threatening to wipe the entire party downriver into a lava pit. That was avoided thanks to a shield spell and a couple of bad rolls on the part of that sniper. But the party was able to avoid death. And move, cutting the river almost like an arrow piercing up its current. And expel themselves out onto the eastern flank of the river, eastern shore. And we left our party pretty much tired, beaten a little bit from the day. It's only like 3 or 4 p.m. It's still early, or getting to be the later afternoon, but the sun is still in the sky, beating down its hot rays. The wind is obviously hot here, being so close to a lava pit. So yeah, it is still bright ass Chultan day, and the heat is through the roof as always. And that's where we pick up. The world's longest day. Yeah, this is still the same day that you met the Red Wizards, the same day that you went to Papa Zottle's shrine, and the same day that you visited the wagon and picked up a Chewinga, buddy.
Just boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, you guys are just going all in one day. So yeah, we will pick up right where we left off with the party making their way up onto the shore. You had situated yourselves to be north of a potential shrine position that you had sort of spotted out, and to avoid being attacked anymore by your unseen assailant, you have decided to enter from the north. What do? You've all made it to the shore. The person who's probably the most exhausted is going to be Alexandria, probably war second, because he was carrying Orvex through the mud. All of you probably a little winded, but Alexandria, out of all of you, would have just finished casting some of the most powerful magic she's ever had course through her body.
Yeah, that's right. That was me.
Can I immediately make a perception check? Can I see what the hell happened?
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check.
Wait, you can't tell? Like, she's sweating.
What for what happened? Yeah, what are you looking at?
Perceiving Alexandria's sweat. That's not what I'm going for here, okay?
Yeah, what is it you're trying to perceive? You're trying to find the assailant?
Yes.
Okay, yes, please.
Oh,
make a roll.
she's totally trying to perceive Alexandria's sweat.
It's not hard to see that.
Considering how much water we were just around, it's going to be impossible to distinguish sweat from water.
Oh, wow.
Oh my god.
I can't believe you rolled that. That's exactly...
You see all 0 assassins?
Do I get whispers?
Yeah, I think you do. I don't think there's a way for me to properly whisper you in this thing. I don't think I'm gonna type it to you. I think I'm just going to everybody. This is Valfine's information, so she will give it to whoever she wants to freely. You got just the number you needed via the raw rules of this book to spot this. You do see a figure. They are on a building. And let me bring you over to the Omu map so you can see things properly. And let me know when that loads for you. Clearly. Joshua.
Is still a little far. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you guys are there. So you see that this building all the way...
And we lost you.
We lost everything you're saying.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So everything, so you see effectively past, it's all the way over, like it's a distance. I think you crawl over and start looking through the buildings, and you can just sort of see through this alleyway here, cutting through all these different buildings, cutting even past the potential shrine location to your south. And you see in one of the taller buildings across the road that actually goes a little bit higher than the others, there's a figure atop it. You see what looks like a cat man. He's wearing a headdress of sorts. And he has you can see he's got like a bow in his hand, and he is in his arms like sort of top back. He's a good, like it's like 300 feet away, but he's looking out over the area, but you can spot him. He's very, very low. You just sort of see his head. He's well hidden, and he's adorned in like a mask kind of situation, but you can see just sort of the feline features of his exposed fur in places. This is definitely I mean, you've seen it one other place, were-tigers.
Can do we have plenty of cover here, right?
You can tell with the perception 22, he doesn't spot you guys. He doesn't know where you are. He's currently like, you can definitely tell that he's sort of looking around.
I suggest we keep low. I see who is shooting at us.
You do where?
It's not something I can describe. Just stay low.
So we should start moving then.
Yes, as quickly as we can.
Yeah, you get
Quietly, Brolin.
What? I'm perfectly cool. Get out of it.
Yeah, you guys want to try to move under cover and not be noticed?
Yeah.
Or how about this? I just cast without a trace, and we're fine.
You guys still roll. You get bonuses because you guys can all still roll ones. That's not trace does nothing in that case.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast pass without a trace. around
Okay,
this
you
one.
have the spell slot for it. You're
Yes.
good. All right.
Oh yeah.
So what does that look like, Brolin, as you cast this spell across the party?
You know, it's never come up yet, but maybe his runes aren't working the same way they used to.
Okay.
Because kind of reviewed some stuff. As for right now, you might not notice it. Brolin notices it, but kind of whiffs some smoke in the air and
Yeah, blows it out of
expands
the
all
bowl.
around. Yeah, blows it out of the bowl, surrounds the party, encasing us in a mist.
We get it. You vape.
Yeah, the
Oh,
mist.
No, how could you make that connection? I'm never gonna unsee
Yeah,
it.
it
get it,
pours
you
out of the
vape.
bowl like a waterfall. It's like pouring almost like liquid over on all the different sides, like a liquid smoke, and it pushes out into the rest of the party. And yeah, I think it has like, what kind of color does it have?
Ooh.
Because I know some
Definitely,
cool vapes can be like different colors and stuff.
Definitely like a.
Like your smoke machine in this room.
Kind of like a really light
cool.
green.
Yeah, I think it just pours in, and all of you, as the mist hits you, you can see it kind of hit your body and start to make all of it sort of transparent, and you feel each of you almost become like almost starlight. Like it's almost like a translucent like starlight like cover over all of you. I think that's kind of cool. And yeah, everybody can make a stealth check with a +10 bonus as
My hood is up.
Brolin masks the party. Yeah,
So
if you
I get
guys
advantage.
if you guys want to move under quiet of magic. Yeah, because it masks your sounds too. It's pretty cool.
Oh, whoops, that's the wrong button.
We're sneaky.
I'm not. But I got a 12.
That's true. That's true.
Guys.
I was just joking that we all rolled under 10 except for Valfine.
I mean, that's a 17, right?
It is.
Then?
It's +10. Yeah, you guys are covered. Yeah, I mean, as for some of you, I think Brolin, after you've cast the spell, like maybe you're not used to having it up that often because it hasn't come into use. So you're really concentrating on keeping, even though it's not a concentration spell, cosmetically, you're trying to keep the magic going kind of situation. So you're probably the most like stepping on twigs here and there kind of situation. The most blissfully ignorant of certain portions of the journey, but yeah, you guys are as hidden as you believe yourselves to be as you make your way. Where are we going?
I don't like how he phrased that.
You've got magic like cloaking right now, where you look like a predator kind of situation. Like I would feel pretty confident,
Uh-huh.
personally.
Are we going here?
Yeah,
Or do we want to
I don't
deal
know.
with the thing across the path first.
It's an option.
You're talking here?
Oh no, I was talking here.
That's where the
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do we want to like deal with the sniper, or do we want to just disappear into the shrine and hope he goes?
I don't know, Velvet.
I
Do you
mean-
think we could take him?
Look like a were-tiger.
What?
We did it once before. We can do it again.
Wait, what are you talking about? Where tigers?
We spotted a were-tiger. It was the thing shooting at us while we were fording the.
What did he look like?
A were-tiger.
Did he have
Also,
any symbology? Like anything unique about him? Was he wearing anything?
Did I
Different?
catch any insignia
Yes,
or any kind of like?
he's wearing a
tribal
headress
markings?
with a mask.
Headdress with a mask was all I could catch from this distance.
Oh, that only tells me that he's fashion forward. I don't know.
pretty sure it's just now believing you guys that you ran into were tigers. She thought you guys were sort of embellishing things because that's what she would do.
Wait, after everything you've seen us do, where tigers is where you drew the line?
Well, she sort of assumed most of the stuff you did before you met her was less adventurous than the stuff that you've done since you've met her.
Well, it's
I
true.
mean, we see-
Unfortunately.
We see things through the lens of our own perception. As a bard who is very familiar with making up lavish stories, she could only assume we were doing similar.
Oh my
That
god.
makes sense.
Okay.
Regardless, we need to take this thing out. It's gonna do the same thing that the last one did.
That's fair. Should we go hunting?
I don't think we should be so brash. This individual probably doesn't understand our allegiances or where they lie, so I think we should just live and let live.
We could have died.
Well, yes, we could have died for lots of varying reasons,
They
but
tried to shoot you in the head.
yes, but to be fair, everything in this city is trying to kill each other.
This thing's going to try to shoot us again. So
Not
we
if
have to
we
deal
don't-
with it.
Not if we don't bug him. We could
By
go.
walking.
Well,
Wait,
we don't have
Ale-
to walk past him. We can walk.
Wait,
Yes,
We
do that.
literally do.
No, we can go around him.
Alexandria.
The shrine is directly below his building.
Alexandria, do you think
But
he's
he's
the...
not standing on the shrine.
Do you think he's that guy? You know,
What?
the one that Krunga warned you about.
Was it a male were-tiger? Could you tell?
Could I tell the
Um,
gender?
You you didn't see. You know that where tigers.
Did I see his scrotum in the grass?
No. You weren't able to get a good enough look to tell the gender. No.
I would
I
like
didn't
to
see any
think that's-
balls.
We're not going to get into this debate. Anyways. I obviously can't stop this whole party from attacking an individual, so I'll just default to whatever you want to do.
To be fair, it's in self-defense.
It's not in self-defense anymore. We are choosing to attack him now.
Because he attacked us and will again.
Unless we don't give him the chance.
So what are you guys doing? Sounds like a majority party going to the going after this guy. Am I correct?
I mean, we could tie him up.
We can always interrogate him. Maybe we could find out some more information. Maybe there are more.
You know what? Here's an idea. We're already sparkly. Probably should have had this debate before we did that. But what if, since he isn't guarding the temple specifically, we get into the temple, and if he decides to follow us inside, That bow's not going to do him much good in close quarters anyway.
He hasn't
No.
noticed us.
There is the other problem here that every single temple we've approached has had some sort of guardian outside.
I don't
So you think
exactly
he's the
want to
guardian?
get pinned between.
Oh
him
no!
and the
I
guardian.
just don't want whatever is the guardian of the temple, to start fighting us, and him to go, "Hey, look, easy targets."
Okay.
Because he might not notice us now, but when we start fighting, there will be noise.
All right. Like I said, I can't get this whole party to do what I want. I don't want to fight him. But you all clearly do. So we'll do that.
Okay.
I mean,
So-
don't you are kind of like a are you a weird tiger?
How many full moons has it been when we were traveling together?
When is the next full moon? Do we have a? I'm looking at my scribe. Jacob, help me, save me. If you do, if you don't have it right now, don't worry about it. Soon.
Is it at the end of the
End and
months?
beginning, end of the months. Yeah.
Okay, so 2 days.
Yeah,
2
but
days.
how many have we had is the question.
I don't think we have since.
When?
Since we did the whole Were Tiger thing? We
Since
would have
I've
known.
been traveling with everyone.
We
Yeah,
would have
still.
known by now.
Yeah. Yeah. There was one. I
There
think.
was one on the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One on
there
the
was
boat.
one on the boat, and that
Yep.
was it.
Alexandria is not a Were Tiger at this point.
Or wait, was that on the boat?
Mm-hmm.
No.
It should
We
have.
started the boat on the 3rd of this month.
Ah, yeah. You're right. You're right. Yeah.
It would have been during the downtime.
Yeah.
Which I was obviously still around.
Still
everybody.
around. Yeah.
True.
I think there would be evident that the full moon did not affect Alexandria.
So you continuing to bring this up despite knowing better is starting to wear on my nerves, Brolin.
Yeah, I could just be messing with you too. That's a possibility.
Or your memory could be going. Both of these are alarming.
Not bad, old. Jeez.
We need to move.
We
Yeah.
do.
So, tiger or try and get to the shrine without getting killed.
I think you guys already made that decision.
We need to at least find out what he's doing here. We don't necessarily need to kill him.
For the sake of not having the discussion a third time, I think you guys have decided tiger.
Oh, I know.
3, 2,
We're going
1,
tiger, yes.
tiger. All right.
So,
Um,
how sturdy is this building?
It's a decently sturdy building. It is 3 stories. You've seen a couple other taller buildings in the in the ruined city. This seems to be one of.
And you lost you again.
Yeah.
Really losing me.
And you're
Interesting.
back.
Back.
Okay.
Whenever
Weird.
you pause, it comes back.
Are you
Weird.
hitting caps lock?
No. Let me just check something really quick. Cameras are gonna go real weird for a second.
Okay.
I'm on push to talk activity. Pull all the way down. Is my quality okay?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's totally fine. It's just for some reason, every once in a while, you just.
It could be
It's
my.
just the audio. The video still transmits, so it's not an internet thing.
It could be my voice mod skipping in on the break. I'll turn it off. So if I cut out, let me
there
know.
you go. Okay.
Okay, so yeah, you guys make it to the other side. The as I was describing, I don't know what got lost in translation there. It's a 3-story building. Am I still audible?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. It's a 3-story building, each tier getting a little bit weaker as it goes up. There's a couple other taller buildings that you've seen of this height in the Lost City. But yeah, this one seems fairly sturdy. But the top probably would be the most weather worn that you can see. But yeah, you approach the building. It has multiple entry points, and from what you can see on the inside, it looks mostly intact in the multiple floors. So you imagine there must be a way up there.
So I asked Brolin what his dwarf eyes see on helping me find a weakish point in this under construction. Somewhere where if you removed 5 cubic feet of stone, it would suddenly no longer be building, and it would be a falling building.
Yeah, you want to try to tip
I
the
think I
building?
smell what's going on here.
What do I look to you? A builder? I'm not a carpenter. I roll around in the dirt.
Yeah,
But-
and this is stone.
But my dwarf blood is too strong. What roll do I have to make?
It would be history with advantage
Okay.
because of stone cunning. 18,
Whoa.
yeah.
Whoa.
Actually, if you take that brick right out under there, you can cause the entire structure to collapse.
Yeah, he points to a section of wall that seems to be a supporting piece.
I get everyone to stand back, and I guess I stone shaped that section of the wall into less sturdy wall.
All right, roll a d100 for me. Is it a spell slot for stone shape?
It's from my bardic weapon. My bardic
Okay.
magic item.
It is you're spending it though, right? It's still, you have a limited amount.
Yeah.
Cool. 90. Yeah, we would see that section of wall start to mold back, so the magic pushing it, almost turning it organic, like water, and it would just sort of push it back and weaken the area entirely. And as it hardens, we would sort of see it, as it solidifies, immediately crumble, and a piece of it would just immediately, like the bottom part of it would immediately just blast away, just smoke, and the whole building starts to, and we see this thing topple. I need everyone to make a quick dex save. What's up?
Well, I told everyone to stand back except for me.
War is
Still within the area.
War is turning his axe on. And
Yeah.
fucking-
Go ahead and
You
turn.
said dex save?
Yeah, everyone make a dex save.
We can't do this. I don't have evasion yet.
So yeah, it's just echoes.
I believe I have advantage because of danger sense.
Yep.
On dex saving throws against effects that you can see.
Oh, go for it.
So I will do that.
Yeah. The DC is considerably lower than it would have been if you were closer. So as it goes back, you all start moving back, seeing that Farisha's plan seems to have worked in this situation. As the building begins to tumble, you would see it just collapse. It would crash over into the road here, a dust kicking up, the sound of stone smashing on stone. It is loud, it echoes. You can see on the rims of Omu, on the edges, birds fly away. The whole city would have heard this thing crashing into the ground. Just and I need to roll some stuff in secret here.
It was a little bit louder than I would have liked.
Oh, good
Buildings
job.
here fall all the time.
No, they don't. How do you know? You've never been here before.
Because I look around. Look at how many buildings are falling apart.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
We've been
I am going to
moving
call
through
bullshit.
non-downed ones.
All right, it blasts in, and it takes a good couple minutes before it starts settling. Dust cakes sort of this, like every where my ping is. Wait a minute, let me get my ping. Where my ping is, all this is just dust, just a complete dust area. It's just a dust cloud, and some of you are probably moving out away from it. The party's probably more like over here, luckily enough, the rushing river does catch some of the smoke, and you can just sort of see it getting pulled away out and over into the gorge. But as the smoke begins to clear, few minutes later, still obviously a good haze of dust in the air. It's like there's a film over your vision. There's just rubble.
So what was the plan?
Well,
Crash the building and then what?
hope that just takes him with him.
Or okay, so now we have the rest of Omu to deal with.
We need to find him.
Now, one
And
moment.
he's probably not doing so hot.
That's fine.
Okay, I just gotta do something real quick to check. Should have done this at first, but I forgot. Oh, okay. All right, cool. Yeah, what are you guys doing?
Are we searching the rubble? Like,
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I would like to do.
Yeah, war starts to enter into the dusty area and all the
Well,
rubble. Yeah,
help
you-
investigate.
You can see the frame of the building still sort of standing there. It kind of got ripped off the side and crumbled down. Like the frame of the bottom floor is still there, but the two floors above it have crumbled to the ground and are just strewn across this road. And you want to make an investigation check with Valfine, giving advantage? Was that it? Okay. Yep. Go for
That
it.
was the idea.
So me making the check?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
It's okay. Only a +1 would have been any better.
You're looking around the rubble. While you two are doing this, what's the rest of the party doing? Are you around them as well? Are we all in one group?
Yeah, with the smoke so heavy in the air, and it's going to be hard to see. I'm going to stick close to people.
Okay. Everybody
Probably
moving.
holding his breath in the smoke.
Yeah, it's a little dusty. There's probably a few coughs. And in between your guys' coughs, probably about 5 or so minutes after searching, you guys would hear an audible from echoing probably 30 feet away from you among the rubble.
Do it!
Heading that way.
Head over there.
Yeah. You're moving through the smoke. We're kind of looking over the shoulders of our players. Of our characters, we can't sort of see to like this close to the epicenter. The smoke is still pretty thick. Things are coming in shadows. Like we're just sort of seeing the shapes of the rubble around us, and not really the air. You can't even really see the sky above you quite. Only parts through the mist. But we pass these shadowy bits of rubble until we come across a single one where we would see our party split, our camera kind of zooming in between them as we would see an individual mass. We would see the person I described before, this feline looking humanoid. You can see they're dressed to the T in all kinds of sort of tribal gear. A lot of it is ruined and broken at this point. You can see scrapes, open wounds on their knees and elbows and stuff, and they are like under a rock. They still have the headdress and the mask on, and it's just he turns to look over at all of you, and he's just breathing. You can hear it through the mask. Just he looks badly hurt, and he's pinned.
Nobody else doing anything.
There
War
you
would
go. Now you can interrogate him.
Yeah.
War would probably step forward, and the first thing he'd do is try to
You do what? I couldn't hear you.
remove the mask.
Yeah, you remove the mask, and there's a you see a feline face on the other side, and its eyes are wide, looking at you with confusion, and you might have a similar look as you see a familiar face. The face of Orthnok.
That was the sniper guy that hit us last time.
Mm-hmm.
That ran away, and then we let him go.
He looks at you, and there's like a moment of that. You both see each other, and there's that pause, and all of you can recognize him. And he says, "It's impossible. What are the chances?"
Improbable, not impossible.
I don't know who this is.
I thought we had a agreement.
It was you who crossed the river, wasn't it? What's my luck? So bad as to have it be you. Of course it was you. Well, deja vu. He puts his hands up. You have me at a disadvantage again. I didn't
about that?
expect the whole building to tumble down on me.
State your business. Have you been following us this whole time?
I could ask you the same question. What the hell are you doing here?
We had no interest in you.
He says, I cannot feign interest in you. Now that I see you, I am interested. He's just looking. He says, I mean, you have me. As you had before, there's no reason for me not to answer your questions. He looks over to... He locks eyes with you, Alexandria, a knowing... just a sort of a knowing look, and he keeps eye contact with you, and he says, I disobeyed you. I returned to my tribe in the hopes that they would take me back. But when they told me of my Kranga's fall, that I was no longer welcome for my weakness, I was given a choice. They would kill me where I was, as I had most likely expected, or I would choose honorable exile.
How's that working out for you?
Shut up, Brolin.
Not so well. You see, they had found a new place. This city had apparently come into their purview. A perfect spot to send exiles to prove their worth. I wonder who told them of it. He's still looking right at Alexandria. And he says, I am not the only one here. There are others like me, hoping to prove themselves in an honorable death, that we may find honor in our afterlife. It is our way. I go here to face a great creature, one I had hoped to find. Instead, I found you. Thinking you easy prey, Yuan-Ti or Red Wizards I did not know. I foolishly shot at you. It was my folly, as you can see. I guess this is how I die. Honorable enough, I guess.
We're not going to kill you.
No. I would not blame you. I did almost kill you.
We don't have any business with you here.
But
How many more are there?
I do not know. I have met one other who spoke of more. We are on our own trails, our own sections of the city. We all search for the King of Feathers. The greatest prey. A monster.
Sounds suspiciously vague.
It is a giant dinosaur of mythic proportions, resting somewhere in this city.
Oh, the one on the cover of our homepage.
Yeah, totally.
Oh shit, quick, flip the map over.
The one on the cover of your homepage. Turn and look.
All right. Listen, this isn't Metal Gear Solid, okay?
I know, it's not.
Put your controller down.
Granted,
He says-
I broke the fourth wall first, so...
He says, though you may have no interest in me.
You cut out.
Though you may have no interest in me, I may have interest in you. If you would hear me out. Maybe get this rock off me first. I am obviously hurt and do not have my weapon with me.
War will try to kick it off of him.
Yeah, you can shove it off. Oh, He sits up.
I will cast a level 1
Wait,
healing spell on him.
isn't Velphine using his old bow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will, and I heal him for 9 points of HP.
Okay, yeah, you do.
There you go.
He says, "It is dishonorable to." Fine, and he says, "I can handle myself. Thank you, though." He pulls out. He reaches for a bag that isn't near him, and then looks over, pulls some rubble away, and pulls out a bag and gets some bruised and damaged goods out of it, some bandages. Starts trying to wrap himself up, and he just says, "You have not answered. I have answered so many questions for you. Will you not do the same for me? I will understand, but color me curious as to why you, of all people, are here."
It was a complete and utter accident.
Make a deception check.
Oh my god!
Oh, wow. I just said, then I would consider yourselves very unfortunate. This place is as deadly as was. Made deadlier so than was explained to me before I went here. Hell if they can't find good exile grounds these days in the tribe.
How do you mean they're more dangerous?
This place was told to us, given to us by, and he kind of looks to Alexandria again. Fortunate or unfortunate means. However, I believe that is up to the onlooker to decide.
Am I catching this?
It's
This
easy
eye
enough.
contact?
He's looking at Alexander every time. He's not hiding it. He's pretty
that's
surprised to see. There's a look on his face of, I think, and Alexander, I think you get this easily enough. He did not expect to see you here.
Feelings mutual.
Yeah, he would just say, our tribe picks different dangerous places to prove one's worth in Chult when those who are exiled for old age or other reason are sent to die honorable deaths. It is usually, we have had grounds before. This one is very new. Apparently there are many who have been sent here thus far, though you will find difficulty in finding them. We are very good at hiding. But your
They're as
arrival...
good as you. I don't think we'll have a trouble.
Also, you should watch out.
Perhaps I deserve that.
Very treacherous.
He looks over and he says, I can't imagine any of you have anything to do with it. The building falling, no. Good thing, too, I had the thing trapped, floor to floor. You would have had difficulty getting up to me. Yeah, he says, well, you're lucky the thing is old. This place is falling apart.
It's so jarring how the story, like, when Alex rolls, it's like this.
Yeah. He says, well, you have defeated me a second time. I literally owe my ass to you. I feel as though I am in your debt of some sort, sparing me twice now. Your kindness is either misplaced or you are saints of sorts. I would have expected to be dead by any other enemy. Allow me to repay you. I have a home nearby, a place that... He looks to you up and down, all of you. Perhaps you will find rest. No one will find it. It is well hidden. I can... Well, it would be some place that the snakes and the wizards would not find you. If you would take my offer, I would show it to you.
Insight check.
Go for it. Make an insight check.
We sleeping in a bear trap?
No, go for it.
No, I'm not.
I'm going to whisper something to you.
We will be staying in only the best of bear traps.
The best. It's got a pillow right in the middle.
I wondered if it was him when we first got shot at.
I didn't think were-tiger. I thought
I was
something
like, this
else.
happened once before. It might be the same guy. Go.
Right? That's kind of why I just wanted to be like, yeah, we'll be fine if we don't fuck with him.
I mean, he wouldn't have known it was us until this. But,
Yeah, I had no idea.
yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm
That
just saying
offer-
my initial read of the situation was accurate. He was just attacking us because,
Yeah.
you know, we're probably a threat. He wasn't actively hunting us.
Right.
Yeah, you're approaching his position.
Your offer sounds a little too good to be true.
Does it? I mean, I am at your disposal, as you can see. What I have to offer is the truth. A safe place.
Thinly veiled truth.
His eyes sort of pierce at you. Like, they crease in your direction, Valving.
Stone cold right back.
So, do you deny my offer then?
I think we can take care of ourselves.
Good. Good. What will you do with me then? Am I free to go?
I mean, yeah, but I'd like to ask you a couple questions first.
What would you like to ask me?
I'm sure you seen the Yuan-Ti around here.
I have.
They been up to anything specific lately?
Beyond their normal movements, I can't say anything of specific nature. They move about the city and patrol. They are easy enough to evade. Valfine, make a perception check. And anybody else who thinks they're really watching him.
I might.
Oh, God damn it.
Hold on.
All right, Brolin's doing it now too.
If you think you're watching.
Perception.
Oh
Fuck.
my God.
I believe in you, War.
Who's the closest to him?
Ward just moved the boulder.
It's certainly not me.
Okay. Yeah, as he's speaking to answer you, Brolin, he says, "Their movements are normal. Not what you would expect." And he just immediately lunges forward and goes to stab right into you, War. He attacks you with a short sword. It's a surprise. And it's a dagger. He has it out and he rips it right into you, War. So he goes for a strike. It's going to be at advantage. A critical hit.
Oh,
no!
God. Oh, no.
Yeah, he's going to drive it right under the shell.
Yep.
Holy crap.
Holy fuck.
That will be all of that damage.
Oh, make a con save real quick.
53, right? Oh, I make a con.
Oh, yeah,
save?
make a con save for the damage. Yep, which is total. Yeah, make a con save. Yep.
Oh,
Okay, so you take all of that damage.
Oh,
What?
I was gonna
That's
say you
it?
could use your.
You already
could
rolled
use
it.
Your inspiration.
You already rolled it.
Yep.
What are you at?
That's 28 and 25. 53 points of damage.
53
Oh.
total.
I forgot he has more. I forgot that he
Oh.
has sneak attack, which is also going to double.
Is War on the ground now?
Amulet of health, am I right? Am I right?
All right, I need a calculator for.
Yeah, we're looking at a
It was
46
53
70.
plus 27.
3 plus 27 is
That's
8.
80 damage.
80 damage.
Oh yeah, 80 damage. Yeah.
80?
80.
80
Oh
total.
my god. I
Are you-
have 1 HP.
You have 1 HP. War, describe what this looks like for me. This is a lethal blow. He moves. He moves with expert skill and gets right under the shell, right into your flesh. There's no defense between you and this blade. That while it was coming at you, you saw a shine of thick poison across it, and he drives it right into your flesh. You describe the rest. What does this look like?
He probably went in under the arm,
Yeah.
which gets close to War's like innards, you know.
Yeah.
That's like the one of the few weak spots there with the shell. And
Yeah.
War probably staggers back, coughs, and then he's gonna instantly just become angry.
Yeah, we would just see blood just drenched immediately spray out as he flips the dagger. I'm ready to die today. And says, I will not be dishonored again by you. I got into this in the first place because of you motherfuckers. Come on now. And yeah, he doesn't fucking care. He's going to die trying to get his revenge.
Well, that was a surprise. He gets another one, doesn't he?
It's an initiative roll,
re-rolling?
so we'll see. Yeah, that was his surprise round, so it's an initiative roll.
Oh man, you're lining up the fireball. It's okay.
Fireball. Dun, dun, dun.
All right, I just need 3 more people, or 2 more people. I got Freesia,
Oh.
and Berlin. All right, Alexandra, just assume that your people who you have goes with you on your turn for this, because we're not gonna have a map right now.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. For this is gonna be theater of the mind.
I mean, technically, I'm not because they could go far before me.
I mean, if you wanna get them out here and roll them, it's just a lot to roll.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay. Brolin, go ahead.
Okay. Brolin's completely serious, stone face now. He's right next to War, right?
Yeah, and War is fucked up. That
Brolin-
blade went right into his flesh.
Brolin is gonna cast level 2 Cure Wounds.
Okay, as an action, go for it.
Ugh.
6 points of
Not
healing. Immediately, just vines rip across the wound, trying to hold back the flesh. You can.
Lost it
Yeah, we
after
lost.
flesh.
There's bone in it, like the flesh is sort of ripped out. Like this is a
Oh,
nasty,
God.
nasty, nasty wound. Blood.
And all Brolin
Yeah,
says. And all Brolin really, he looks him dead in the eye. Can I try to roll an intimidation check on him?
That'd be an action, I think.
Yeah, it would be. An
We
action.
lost you still,
That would
Ed.
You already.
Yeah, I already healed him.
I don't know, buddy. Your audio's
Still
out.
silent.
Still on.
Yeah, we can see you, but we can't. We can't hear.
Don't know why it's
Oh,
doing
there it
that.
goes.
Now you're back for some reason.
I don't know why it's doing that.
It's strange.
It's very, very strange. Just put
If
that
you
in.
talk too much, it thinks that you're background noise.
I think so. I'm background noise. I guess so. I'm not sure. All right. Anyway, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, for now we're good.
Okay. Brolin, that was your action to heal War. What would you like to do?
Can I say something to him before I do I turn into my beast form?
You could say something. It won't have a roll to it though, but it would just be a free. It's a
Okay.
free action to speak.
What was
It won't have any effect on the battlefield per se,
Yeah,
but it's
well,
cosmetic.
okay. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be cosmetic. You know, the maze has brought you here. You had your choice. We gave you the choice. And Brolin is going to turn into a giant constrictor snake
Okay.
in front of this guy.
All right.
You know when he does that.
Okay. So it it's on his as you turn into a giant snake, he just looks and he could see a big smile on his face. He says, "All of the better. You owe me this." And yeah, it's his turn next. He will dodge over to the side, and he's just got a beat on War. Let's see how it feels if I take someone from you. And he is going to take some swings on you, War. Let's see. Yep, these are going to be normal. He already blew his assassinate for the beginning of the round. Yep, during his first turn. Yeah, the very first turn, which he already did. So he's going to make some attacks on you, War. First one, again with the long dagger. 13, I don't think is going to make it.
Does not.
Okay. And he'll go for a second one. No. Yeah, what does this look like? What does this look like, War, as he strikes into you? As you're blocking both blows.
Let's see. He's probably... Because he had his axe activated and had his shield already. Like, he was ready for a fight when the building came down. So he's probably in more of like a defense stance and like trying to ward off attacks because he's trying to recover a little bit. Kind of reminiscent of his arena pit fights that he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
He learned some defensiveness probably from that.
Okay. Yeah. You block both attacks from getting near you as he strikes with just a ferocity of a man. Pretty much. He's fighting all out. This is everything for him. It's your turn, though, War.
So with that, I am going to rage.
Okay.
Yes.
I believe I am angry.
Yeah. And when he does that, the spirits kind of come out of him, and the flames on his axe actually start to dim into that black flame.
Okay.
And he is going to just start swinging at him.
All right.
Got that. Normal rolls.
That hits.
Yes.
What's the total damage?
22.
Yeah, you rip into him immediately. Like one just goes down right into his shoulder. And he looks at you and sees that you've got another swing in you, and he just says, "Finish it." He doesn't look good. He couldn't take another strike like that.
Yep.
It misses. Yeah, you go to strike, and he's able to bring the dagger up, get his claw in one hand, and just block the strike as he pushes it up, looking at you. He's barely got anything left in him, and he just says, "My life was over the first day I met you. I have been dead this whole time." And yeah, that's your action, your bonus.
Yep. He's going to just kind of stare at him, and his eyes are more glazed over than they've been in a long time.
Okay. Valfine, you see a War locked with Orthnok in battle. Orthnok looks weak, yeah.
Yep.
You're gonna kill him with his own goddamn bow.
If I don't roll an 8.
Wait.
Oh, 9.
Yeah.
Well, it is a +1 bow.
Yeah.
Oh!
He puts yeah, as you go to fire at him, he breaks with War, letting him slam down into the ground, and immediately just strikes it out of the sky. What's the name of the weapon again? whisper. And he just said, "It would have been poetic." Yeah, he
Need more
remembers
chances.
the name Frisha. You don't even know this guy.
Heal war. I don't
Climb
even
a
know.
cliff.
What'd you say?
Go climb a cliff.
Go climb a cliff. Needs to make a wisdom save. He got a 10. Oh my god. You guys are gonna make such an enemy out of this guy.
Wait,
all of the ferocity. He just lowers down. I have to go climb a cliff. And anybody who's looking at him, you can see in his eyes just the pure, like his eyes still hold the emotion. Just the frustration, the hatred that you would deny him even an honorable death. If this guy ever finds you, you guys better never drink water again. But well, it's a situation. He starts walking away. He will start walking away. But everybody has a chance to do something if they want to in this moment. Alexandria
will not give him an honorable death.
He's just staring out, like, frustrated.
She's gonna shoot a pained look at Frisha. She's gonna hold out a finger and she's gonna cast Magic Missile.
Okay, roll that damage.
She's gonna cast it as a.
I was giving him a much more epic death.
She's gonna go climb a cliff. That's not gonna.
You know what happens when you climb a cliff here?
Oh my god.
Isn't
Five.
that just when you fly?
No, it's when you climb
No,
the
it's when
wall.
you get to the. We almost turned into mincemeat on the way in, remember?
Go ahead and roll the
Ah.
damage for me.
Cool.
We almost made the worst mistake of the entire campaign. Oh my god. Holy shit.
Yeah, we see as sort of just the anger and frustration behind his eyes as the magic takes hold of his mind, and we would see. Oh, like, what does this look like, Valfine, as you strike him? Go ahead and describe this for me. Alexandria, sorry, I meant Alexandria. Who did I say?
I mean,
Valfine?
Valfine can
sorry.
take him out if we want.
No,
I can-
it's you,
Roll me
Alexandria. I'm sorry.
around. I can finish him with his own weapon. I mean,
It's Alexandria. What does it look like as you put him down?
Well, the minute he turns his back, she's. Well, actually, he's going to walk away. She's going to walk in front of him so he can see it coming. And she'll. You won't have to climb anything. She's going to hold out her hand, make a pistol gun with it, and shoot him in the face.
Yeah. It splits like right into his neck, all the bolts at the same time, and blood just begins to pour as he falls to the ground. In his last moments, he's mumbling something. Alexandria, you are closest. Do you lean into here, or do you leave that to him?
She'll try to hear it.
All right. You can. I'm not going to make any check or anything. He's mumbling something as the rest of the party probably approaches. He says, "Granga, I am coming." And he dies.
Aw, and right when I was starting to not hate Brolin so much.
And yeah,
I didn't-
he would
I
be
didn't
dead.
kill him.
He would be dead by the time the rest of the part. I mean, he killed himself. He put him. It's like it's like going against a storm kind of situation, facing you guys down. And we would see our party.
No, it just reminds Alexandria about
Yeah.
how she didn't want to kill Kranga and Brolin killed her.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. You're reminded of that moment as you see Orthanok take his final breath and call out his mate's name before there is no more life in him. We would see our party sort of surround him, dead, an old foe put to rest. And we're going to take a break there so I can fix my audio and come right back. A quick 5-minute break, and then we will continue the rest of the session if that's cool with everybody.
Sounds good.
And we will pick back up with you guys around the corpse of Fourth Neck. All right, we will see you all in 5 minutes.
jump on,
yes.
climb a cliff. There's gonna be tons of them. Also, if he happens to have any inclination that would be harmful, spell fizzles immediately.
Yeah.
Even if we went via spell, y'all should know I was gonna keep him alive because that's the more interesting story.
I was gonna follow.
Then just kill him. I mean,
So,
yeah. You gotta
I don't do damage.
Oh, okay. I mean, he
had
probably
a building
he had 8
fall
HP,
on
man.
him.
You could have cut his throat. You do
Frisha.
damage. You shush, Frisha. You do damage. You did the most
He had a
damage.
building crush him.
Yeah, I rolled
You- all he had
10d10.
to do was breathe on his ass and he'd be dead.
I rolled. It would have been 5d10, but he got a natural 1 on his dex save to fall to stay on the
Oh,
building. So it was like
God.
full damage, and he was pinned and everything. But yeah, we are back. The fog would lift. We would see our party as the dust finally lifts over the corpse of Orthnak, who's probably just laying in the street. The party kind of surrounding him.
If you look back at War, he probably has a spear held like he was gonna throw it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's those spectral flames rippling off of the spear.
Okay. Is it still in his hand? He's still grasped, ready to throw it?
Yeah. And then, like, after he saw him get magic missiled in the face, he'd probably set it down, like, point down into the ground. And then you'd see the spirits start heading back into him, but the flame ripples across his body and into his wound.
Okay.
And I am going to do the thing.
Crazy. He's gone full Dordle.
What?
Demon Tortle.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I don't like it.
Dark War. Punished War. He's cool.
Punish Demon War.
He's got
He
like
needs an eye
spikes
patch.
and stuff. No, he looks like that. He looked like that one, the one that was written, the one that was drawn. 2.
I
You get
just
some.
wasted my second wind.
Oh man. Yeah, you try it. The wound is heavy. The poison pulses through. Orthnak got a deadly blow on you. But
Yep.
you know no one else could have taken that.
Yeah. And now he's using the
I got
spear
you,
as a
bud.
crutch.
Oh my god.
Yeah, War's very brutally weak.
Was that for me?
Yeah.
So another 11.
Yeah, Brolin's
Um,
gonna immediately turn out of the snake form and rush over to your side, and he is going to give you a big ol' level 2 heal.
We could also take a rest.
Well, I think the safest place to rest is inside one of the temples. So I was getting you healed enough that we could take a temple beast.
Valthine's gonna come up behind Alexandria.
She's just standing over his corpse, kind of staring at him. Magic's
okay?
still kind of coming off her fingers. I'll be fine.
Pretty sort of pokes at him with their foot to make sure he's actually dead.
He's super dead.
The jungle won't change until the old guard passes.
The old guard.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, is that the guy who was challenging you?
You're not over here. You're over by War.
You're
Like
doing
5
something else. Stop teleporting places to get in on dialogue.
Not until the DM tells me otherwise.
He already has.
You are all around the body. Technically, you're all around each other right now, unless you went off to the side. No one specified leaving Orthnak yet. The only person who's far away is War.
Because it's funny.
I know.
No, he is not one of them. You would remember who he is.
I don't think I ever met him. I just kind of like felt him, kind of like he's a
Kronga's
pretty-
mate. You know, the person you killed, in an honorable duel.
Oh, are you still on this?
No, you were asking me a question, and I'm providing you answers.
No, oh yeah, that's right. I had a vision. She warned me about a guy who was gonna kill you. I thought you were referring to that guy.
No, I'm referring to this one.
What was this guy's name again?
Orthnok.
Orthnok. Okay.
Guess I
Orthnok the
start poking
stupidly
through
proud.
Orthnek's belongings while they're arguing.
Okay. And you lean down. You can sort of see he has his dagger, which is on the floor next to him. It is curved at the end, almost to look like a hockey stick kind of situation, just for lethal blows. It has dried poison on it now. What flakes are left after entering War's body, his bloodstream. That dose is no longer there. You would find enough bits and bobs to create pretty much I would say a survival kit of sorts. It would be effectively what is in an explorer's kit. And other than that, you do find on his person in a pouch what looks to be a set of 4 small vials with black liquid inside them, unmarked, just glass vials, corked.
Well, those are poisonous.
Valfine's gonna go back over to where the rebel is and bring his headdress back over to his corpse.
Yeah, you can. You see, it's got sort of it's got a cat-like, almost like depiction of some form of deity kind of situation on it, on its face. But yeah, you can bring it back. Not far from where you guys are.
I'm gonna place it down over his head.
Okay. Are we leaving everything on his person, Frisha, or are you notably taking something?
Yeah, nothing. There, I point out the things that I find, but there's nothing of real use to me.
Okay. Yeah. So everything on Orthnek's person is you guys would see. He's quite splayed out here. What do you all do?
You know, I hope you're all aware that he would still be alive if we had gone our own way.
And he would have continued shooting at us.
Well, more, considering the wound under your arm, I think that would have been preferable. Arrows don't really work against your shell very well, do they?
No.
But you know what they do work well against?
You.
Your shell.
I'm not going to get into a debate about this. You know I'm correct.
I disagree.
Daylight's burning. We can argue over a corpse, or we can continue.
Yeah.
What time of day is it?
Right about now, the sun is past. It's obviously past its apex point. It's getting around 5. It's getting close to 5.
I need a rest after
Okay.
that.
Yeah, you guys go to rest. The whole party looks pretty. You guys have been up for a while. Yeah, it's like there's been a lot of activity. You guys have been through a lot.
Do we want to go to one of the temples and barricade? Because that seems to be our best resting place.
Oh God. What is
If there's guardians, I would like to take a short rest before we try that.
what has the Orvex been doing in all of this?
Yeah, he probably has approached from a distance. It says, I was just over there. Says, I think you're all going to want to see this. And he kind of approaches like he was lagging behind a little bit. He was a distance away. He walks from the direction. He walks from over here.
Okay.
Come with me. And he leads you
Is there-
towards what?
Is there danger over there?
Not from what I can see, but you're going to want to see this.
Okay.
I mean, how much do you trust an old man's eyes? You might be like, or if you guys want to be like, Orthak, no, not yet. He'll probably wait, but... You guys follow him?
Yeah.
Might as well.
He leads you back where he came from. Over towards this building that you guys had identified as a possible temple location or shrine location. Let me give you a quick description of what you see. Swirly carvings decorate 2 obelisks at the entrance to this compound. An overgrown courtyard lies under the shade of tall palms. Stone doors sit ajar at the entrance to a windowless shrine, with a smaller ruin standing nearby. 2 things of note. The door to this shrine is swung open. There is something that actually anybody with above 15 perception would have noted on your way in here. There was a path exiting the shrine gate, and it would be quite visible to those who catch it. It's still sort of a dusty area, but there is a path of blood trailing from the temple. It's from the shrine itself. But as you make your way between the obelisks and you see the doors ajar, the other ruin to the side, you see littering the ground are what look like keys all over the floor, metal keys just everywhere over the jungle floor. And you see that the grass itself has been tampered down, many footprints, and blood coats the ground everywhere. You see it is just spilled purposefully in this entire entrance courtyard, and it smears all the way up the wall and over the door, over top whatever old Omnuan scripture was written there before. Words across, speak in plain common, written in blood. And who would read this out? Because I'm going to put this in, and then I want you to read it out in character. Who would read this out loud? Somebody, anybody.
War probably could.
Read this out. Read this out loud, War.
You have awoken the guardian of Omu. I have taken the final key. Leave this city or face me in Night Serpent. The path will lead you there, if you dare to walk upon it.
And, yeah. You would see that a visible trail of blood leaves this shrine.
What do you make of this, Orvex?
Fantastic.
It seems as though a message written to us. Whoever else is searching for the keys.
Enemies abound.
Indeed.
You said there are keys everywhere?
There are keys, metal keys all over the ground.
Can I pick one up and examine it?
Yeah, it's odd, ornate, shaped in a weird way, arcs in different directions. It looks, you can see it's sort of the rounded side, and it sort of has an inscription. It looks like a snail inside of at its sort of base, where like a hilt would be to it. But the key arcs out in weird directions. Each key looks unique from the other, and they look just sort of like just splayed out. And as you pick up one of these keys, you would have had to walk far enough in to see that where they're coming from, where they seem to have sort of poured out from, where more of them lead, are towards the entrance of this extra building to the side of the shrine. And you can see inside many hooks on the walls and all kinds of keys littering them still.
The final key.
Final key.
Do you think they mean this or the puzzle keys?
Perhaps they were something involving the puzzle for this temple that they solved to get it.
Were there ever clues outside of the temple itself?
This is written in a common hand, not Omnuan. He puts his hand out towards it. And he says, "This is fresh blood."
How fresh?
You can smell it, iron in the air. It is fresh blood.
How did we miss this?
Didn't catch it. You went straight towards the other building. You guys didn't even look at this building.
Halls of the Night Serpent.
What does he mean, Night Serpent? You want tea?
Oh
Then,
yeah. It's that the serpent.
Were any of the other trickster god serpents? I don't remember the trickster god.
There's one serpent-like. Let me look here in my notes. Which one was it? I believe, let's see, Jakuli. Yes, that's right. There was a Jakuli by the name of, oh, damn it. See this thing? Jakuli Baron, Sioux monster broke into Ubtau's palace, Ubtau, okay. Moa the Jakuli, that's right. Damn these old Omnuan notes, so many of them. He's stuffing papers into his...
Is there a night motif?
No. The Night Serpent is Dendar. It's a
Dendar.
god. The one that the Yuan Ti worship.
Well, is there a trail for us to follow then?
You see one leaving the compound, yeah. Right out
We
the front
can't take
gates.
it in this state.
No, we'll rest up and then we'll kill him tomorrow.
Yeah.
Ooh. I don't know if it's safe in this area. We should find an enclosed space. Or something.
You could try
Something that
here.
isn't...
That way, if things do come at us, they can only come at us from 180-degree arc instead of a 360-degree arc.
Puts
Are
us
there
back
any-
against the wall.
Are there any buildings nearby that would look good, like we could pull up in for the night?
Many buildings. Any of them could work. Some more than others, but I'm not going to describe each one. I can just guarantee you there are buildings with better cover. You could find one near you. This whole block has plenty of intact buildings as well as falling apart ones.
We should take a building across from the shrine just in case someone returns to the scene.
I'm about to move us just so I can see what's underneath us.
Go for it.
I'm fine with that.
There's that one, or this one would probably can see the shrine now too, or any of these two.
I'm good with either. I just don't like being in the open.
So this one then? Back against the walls? Or up here? Near the shrine? where y'all
Well,
wanna be?
the shrine is where the blood is, right?
Yep, this is where the blood is.
So we probably don't want to be on that side of the road, so just on the other side.
Yep.
That building looks fine to me. The one
This one right here that you were on top of? Right next to the crumbled one?
that's my opinion.
Cool. I'm cool with that. No, I don't have an opinion. That's your guys.
Everyone good here?
Yep.
Orvek has an opinion though.
I just want to be safe. Honestly, all of this has got me a little bit worried. Night serpents and blood. So much blood. This has Yuan-Ti written all over it. I'm not comfortable with that. Let's find a place to rest, I agree. This place has obviously been touched already. And he'll follow you guys to whatever building you go to. You guys have been awake enough that you could go for a long rest now if you want. Wake in the morning, or you can take a short rest here and continue on your day if you so wish. You still have time.
I think our magic users are pretty much spent.
I'd like to sleep.
Probably be
You,
best.
yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
rest up.
Yeah, you guys can find some rest in the night of Omu. Let me get some.
Before we actually rest, I'm gonna dump a whole bunch of my extra spell slots into war.
Yeah, go for it. So we would see a scene of the party making camp in the sort of remnants of this building. It's pretty well put together, but I think we would just sort of see a shot of maybe a situation where there isn't a floor above you. There's just walls going out into an open sort of area, but it's pretty well covered in here. And yeah, we would see probably no fire, as you don't want to give away your position, and we would just sort of see you all kind of making rest, the bubble orb spell, imagining the tiny huts coming out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd see that take place. Alarm spell be set as well if you have the slots for it left over, unless it's a ritual.
Oh yeah, it's a ritual.
Okay, yep. And yeah, setting up and keeping the area safe and kind of hunkering down. And yeah, you guys can take a rest here. I believe our previous watch went War, Freesia, Berlin, Valfine, with Alexandria still just at rest inside the bubble because she has to be in there.
There you go,
Oh,
War.
zombies
All those are
don't.
yours.
Zombies.
I already added those
Still got
things.
zombies out here.
That leaves me with one of each type of spell slot left in the morning. I mean, for the night in case we have to fight something. But
Well, we could leave the smelly walking corpses outside as a deterrent.
Oh my god.
So what color do we want to be keys and blood?
Gold and red.
Orange. For now.
Perfect. That's gold and red mixed together, so we're fine.
You guys should be able to get a full rest, as there wouldn't be any disturbance, but there will be something that does happen on war shift. War, as night begins to fall, you guys probably took rest a little bit earlier, took a short rest, and just sort of stayed in this position for the remainder of what was left of the bare light of the evening, and then it just slipped right into the dead of night quite quickly. But you would notice on your first watch, War, that Orthnok's corpse would receive a visitor within the purview of what you'd be able to see. I imagine you are scouting the building effectively, making sure that you guys are safe. But you would see that a figure. Make a perception check for me. You don't have any kind of dark vision, so do so with disadvantage. You do see a figure. I just want to see what kind of details you get. Okay, a single figure approaches the body, stays there a little while, and unless you do anything, it will leave in a matter of a few minutes.
Yeah, he'll just watch.
Okay, yeah. That's the only thing that happens on shift. On anyone's shift of note this night. Everyone else's will go quite peacefully, unassailed.
Does
Give Roland at least 5 experience for the fight.
So Orthnok was a fight that everybody was technically involved in, so we will split his experience.
Yeah.
does Brolin ever take a watch tonight?
He does. His
Yeah.
third
Yeah.
watch, yep.
And then I'm fourth, right?
Yes, you are. Let me get the experience here. Continue. I'll put it in chat.
I think as the watch is changing, Valfine would stop you before you get ready to go to bed. There's something I've been meaning to ask you about.
Me? You got a question for me?
Unfortunately for me, yes.
Well, I'm an open book. What do you got?
Well, do you remember when I was helping you meditate? I use the word helping lightly.
Yeah, I remember that.
And you awoke with a start.
Yeah, I saw you in my vision.
I've been meaning to ask you about that. What was the nature of my appearance?
Wasn't she holding a candle?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, she.
A lantern.
You revealed yourself. You were holding a lantern. You didn't look very happy.
She was hooded. She's in a red cloak.
Yeah, red cloak.
Did I speak to you?
I don't think she did.
She did.
What did she say?
It's a very old letter that I don't have anymore. I believe that I do, but it's buried in my notes. I believe that she said something along the lines of, God, I want to recall directly. I'm just gonna. I don't have the exact words. It was essentially along the lines of, "You're a part of the family now," kind of situation. Accept
you're right.
it, one of us, kind of thing.
Yeah, you said you were one of us now.
Why?
I don't know.
Just kind of stops for a minute and like you can kind of see the gears turning, like trying to process it, like trying to understand.
Listen, what were they called? As Dustin scrambles through his notes. The sisters of Saun ring a bell to you?
No, but does this have to do with the fact that you died right in front of me and somehow woke up?
You know about that then, huh?
I was standing over you as you passed on.
Yeah, it's strange. I woke up in a darkness, and these old ladies, these old crones, they were standing over me, and next to them was a cage, and I was in it. I don't know how to explain. They offered me a choice. I could die, or I could live, but I'd owe them a favor in return.
What kind of favor?
I don't know. Whenever they wanted, I guess. All I know is that I had to make a choice. I could leave you both all behind, or I could take the deal, and I chose this.
These sisters, what did they look like?
They were old hags.
Describe each one to me. As he goes through those, do I recognize, or would Valfine recognize any of the descriptions of the sisters he gives?
I don't know that she would per se. You haven't had any. Tell me as a player, you haven't had any experience with these individuals. I've never done a scene with you with these individuals.
Back
right?
in the halls, when she gave away her hair.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Do
Back
I
in-
recognize
back in-
one of the?
Back in
Do I
Point Nine's.
recognize?
Make a wisdom, some kind of wisdom check.
Oh fuck! I'll go with history. I'll roll back history, I guess. No, that's intelligence. You said wisdom?
Yes, something wisdom based.
Insight. I'll roll an insight.
Okay. He describes each of these women, and I think Brolin wouldn't go into great detail, but I think something of note would definitely catch your ear. He describes one of them, the shortest among them, and probably the youngest, as far as a hag goes, was sporting a streak of silver hair that definitely was not her own, but was applied to her artificially in one way or another. And this bears a striking resemblance to somebody you have met before, because you probably thought it was tacky, but that woman in the potion shop sported the same kind of description.
So this person had a silver streak of hair?
Yeah, it's like a silver streak of hair that looks as though it was almost sort of like it's probably attached to a pin or something. Like it definitely doesn't belong, kind of situation. Like it's probably like whatever those bobby pins are. It's got the hair on the end and it's bobby pinned down the side just to be like a trinket, to make it look as though it's a piece of the hair.
It's a clip-on hair
extension. It's a clip-on hair extension. Exactly. Yeah. Yep. It's a clip-on hair extension. Absolutely.
She kind of thinks for a minute, Brolin. She's kind of like, there's no like feedback when she's doing this. She's just kind of like rewinding and kind of thinking. So there are like long pauses. I don't know what that could be.
Some kind of magic I've never heard about it. All I know is that other Brolin, he, I don't know, he disintegrated. He came into me, I became a part of him, he became a part of me. And then he gets really sad. He looks kind of a,
yeah, you turn over your arm, you see the tattoo that wasn't there before, pushed out of the way of some of your other tattoos.
Yeah.
So what is with the new ink?
It just appeared, and I finally found my mentor, and I tried to talk to her, and she didn't even know who I was. I think this thing is causing it.
Did you switch places with the Brolin in the cage?
I wouldn't be too surprised. Or he's dead, or I'm dead and I became him. I don't know.
Can I know it's a stretch. Will you give Valfine an Arcana check, maybe? To see if Brolin... I don't know, feels any different? You know what I mean? Just kind of presence.
Oh, yeah, like...
Yeah, go for it.
What do I roll?
No, it's
I'm
Valfine.
rolling a check.
Oh, okay.
Just judging
yeah.
my run-ins in the past with magical
You haven't
barriers,
taken the
beings,
time.
items.
Yeah, you haven't really taken the time to observe your companions with all the things that you guys have been doing over the many days that you're in your trek. Like there's time when you're resting, but I think that ends up more likely being time to like collect yourself, and there's more of a self-focus. But even when you're talking to somebody, you don't really take the time to observe them. You step back and really look Brolin up and down, and the oddest thing, you can't pinpoint it, Valfine. You can't pinpoint what it is exactly. You have no words. But he's different. He's not the same that he was. There's something about you can't put words to it. You remember Alexandria making jokes before, light of jokes of when he was saying, I don't know, Brolin trying to get out his his anxiety of the moment after experiencing that, and now those jokes that Alexandria said, where it's he's no longer Brolin kind of situation, are seeming less and less like jests and more like there could be something to that. There is something significantly different about him, and you can't put your finger on it.
It's uncanny.
She drills into your eyes, Brolin.
That's
What?
fine.
Ah!
Power drill just out of nowhere.
With my dagger. I mean, she just kind of looks you over without moving, and there's like a moment of almost, speechlessness, like no words sort of thing. Do you...
I mean, I don't feel any different. That's your question. Okay, does Brolin actually feel different?
Nope. You know, I'm not even gonna give you a roll. You feel just like yourself. The only thing that's different about you is what you can see, and that's that you have a tattoo that wasn't there before.
Yeah. Okay. What is different is every time I go into my bowl now, it's like everything's dead.
Every time you
Dead
go into
as
your
in-
bowl, you feel lost. And it's less of you walking the mazes, Brolin, and more of the path being forced upon you. I think that would be a accurate way to depict it.
Before I could choose the paths where I went, things would end differently. But now, they know exactly where I'm going. Not gonna
That's-
lie, I'm kind of afraid to go in there now.
It's concerning.
Yeah, I don't. Listen, I don't think they're gonna. I don't know what they want. To be perfectly honest, wish I knew more about them, but I don't. I even tried asking Orvex in private. He doesn't know anything. But why were you there? Is what I want to know. Do you know these people?
Not that I can recall. I've never met anyone that appears to have those sorts of powers. I've never seen anything in a vision that has to do with the fates or sisters of any kind. I would think that during some form of meditation at night, I would see something, if that were the case.
There's this other thing too. I met myself once. No, twice. I met him twice. He brought up Rosin C, like he knew him.
You met yourself when?
In the bowl. I had to fight. I had to race myself to catch it.
Did this Brolin look like the Brolin in the cage?
Oh yeah, it was the same Brolin. He didn't know I was me. He thought I was some kind of illusion or trick. And then there's their name. Before I go any further, Ed, like we kind of, I think this was on the boat. There was a name whispered in one of the conversations. I remember it now. It was never brought up in a sentence. It was just like the name whispered or echoed.
When was it echoed to you, and when was it whispered to you? On the boat?
And
On the boat, you guys experienced... Are you talking about that vision? Because I remember you bringing this up before.
Yeah.
There was no name spoken in that vision.
Okay.
Yeah, I can guarantee you, unless anybody else thinks it happened, I think that I do not think a name was mentioned on your guys' shared dream.
No, we were just attacked.
No, it wasn't the shared dream. It was the dream that Brolin had on the boat. We haven't done the story time for it yet, but.
Oh, okay. So we haven't actually had that moment quite yet.
Yeah.
Roll a very, very difficult intelligence roll for me.
Intelligence? Can I roll? Can I use my?
You can use a skill based in intelligence if you want. If you want to use your inspiration here, you can.
Okay.
Couldn't remember.
Intelligence.
Be a good time for it.
Can I just roll my intelligence modifier?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna roll public roll advantage. Ooh.
You remember the name. It was whispered to
Oh.
you. Yeah, it was whispered to you during one of your encounters with your other self. Correct? I
Yeah,
believe,
yeah.
Yeah. You remember the name Father Acerarek.
Yeah, he called me Father Acerarek. The Acerarek.
So Ed,
Yeah.
with my sage background,
Oh.
Ah.
Oh.
is
You have
there
sage-
anywhere I would know to search for this information, Father
Ooh.
Acerarek, or will I have read it or come
So
over it?
you either get a roll or you know where to get that information. And just knowing where to get it, I think, can entail some things. You know, I can tell you this much because none of that's the best thing about Sage. If you don't get to know where it is, you get to know how important. If you don't get to roll, you get to know how important the information is because of where it is located, which you would know. This is a name that you've only ever heard whispered, and what details you've gotten from it through your background in much study has led to nothing. It is myth. It is mist. It doesn't hold it. Some places you imagine it wasn't even. It wasn't. It was just made up. It just maybe a pen name or something weird, put along the way. False information, but. The only place you could think you would ever be able to learn more about this would be locked in the vaults of Candlekeep, where some of the most ancient information sort of lies. It is old, it is myth, it is... You can't believe you heard Brolin even say it, I think. It's just like a lost, like, encryption word, basically. It's weird.
How that name?
What about? I mean, it's. So we haven't really role played it yet, but when the Brolin double says it, how does he say? Like, does he just bring it up in passing, or does he say it in like?
He was saying, I gotta get back to Father Sararek.
Oh.
Daddy Sararek. Anybody who is resting, make a perception check right now, because I'm that kind of guy. You guys have been talking.
Yeah, we've been talking a while.
You've been talking a while while this is going on. Everybody who's resting, make a perception check. Oh yeah. And one for Alexandria. Unless they're crossing to the bubble, but sound goes through it. Yeah, I think Alexandria is able to rest through it. I think she's gotten used to blocking out the Brolin voice in her head and able to actually sleep. Am I right?
It's a talent that she puts on her resume.
Is a talent, yeah. For War and Freesia, though, it definitely is not. As you try to roll around in rest, I think you are disturbed. And War, Freesia, you would wake up naturally just to hear it and be disturbed by there being some chatting happening that at points gets a little louder than a whisper. For War, like you are sort of shaken from a dream that's sort of racking at you, and I think there's probably a little bit of anger there. But go ahead and play with that. You've both been woken up by this conversation.
So that name, was it familiar? Had you heard it before?
No. Seems weird though. I think I asked Orvex. No attachment to Omu. That's about it.
I throw something at Brolin and tell him to quiet down and roll back.
It goes through the bubble because it was there when it was cast. So like a book clonks him in the head.
Burr's gonna get up and kind of walk to the other side of the room
Okay.
and probably we're inside of that building.
Yep.
Are there multiple entrances?
There are a few, yeah.
Okay. He's gonna go out.
Do you
one
give
of
it?
the other ones?
Do you give a death glare to those talking?
No.
No.
Are
Okay.
you being
He's
sneaky?
too preoccupied with his own thoughts.
Okay.
Are you being sneaky?
No, not at all.
Oh, I see you then.
Yeah.
Yeah, a book hits
Passive 18.
a book hits Brolin in the head, and Ward just leaves.
Well, I suppose we're interrupting much needed rest. We need to we might need to dig into this further, especially if I'm somehow tied to it. I'm not very comfortable with.
All
With
right.
me, you're not comfortable with me.
The fact that you died and came back and then saw me in a vision, no, I'm not quite comfortable with that.
That's fair. It's powerful enough to stop the death curse. It can't be good.
I like to think there's just a zombie meandering somewhere behind Brolin that you can kind of just see over his shoulder.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Trap is right behind you.
Oh,
I mean, he's outside the bubble.
Yeah, they are. They're all outside the bubble right now talking.
That's unbelievably unsettling, and I'm not a fan of the implications.
all right.
Dead
Time to
eyes
go to
just
bed.
moving. You see those little blinks of purple light.
All right. Maybe it's time to go to bed.
Yeah, I suppose I have a shift of watch to take. Or
Yeah.
two.
Thanks for bringing this up. Thanks for bringing this up with me. Got nobody to talk to about it.
I don't
Gives
know
me
if
the
I'm,
creeps.
don't know if I'm happy.
Make an
with that.
insight check real quick, Brolin.
Oh, insight.
Yeah. Real quick. As you turn to go back, you feel as though your words are false. As you turn to see Trap, you think he totally would. He would listen to you. You have a conversation.
They're phenomenal listeners.
Yeah.
Thank you, Trap.
Yeah. Anything else of event this night, guys, before we wake into the morning?
Anything happening with war? I feel like
so
that.
so that was a shift change, right?
Yeah, because it was going from Brolin's
Last
watch
shift
on
of the night.
third to final.
Last shift of the night.
So maybe 20 minutes after that conversation, War will head back into the bubble, having
War?
been out of the building for a bit.
Yeah, Valfine would catch you. She's on watch before you enter.
Something
Yeah,
out there,
it's neat.
War? Did you see something?
No.
You alright?
I don't know. He's sketching in his journal.
He goes back into the bubble. Yeah, he starts sketching in his journal. He stays awake the rest of the night.
He'll try to go back to sleep,
Okay.
but
You'll struggle to do so, but
yeah.
Eyes would linger on you from the corner.
Frisha and Alexandria, anything from you before the sun breaks over the horizon? Alexandria is definitely getting a full night's sleep, but Frisha, you had yours disturbed. But if you guys just sleep normally, that's fine. But anything from you guys before we wake?
Besides the throwing of whatever was closest to me at Brolin, I'm pretty good.
Okay. Yeah, Frisha got her wake up, throw, go
What
to
was
bed.
the title of the book?
probably unrelated. Alexandria smiles in her sleep when the object is thrown.
That's Oh my god.
Just a sense.
That's so great. That's so great. But other than that, Alexandria, you sleep through the night?
Yeah.
Okay. Dawn will break. You guys, those who are not level 7, please be level 7 now. Do it now. Now.
I'm just choosing some spells.
Oh, how much XP did we get for killing it?
780.
Each?
I believe so. Let me confirm again. 780 each. He is a very deadly character. If you had not made him,
I think I noticed.
yeah, if you had not made him fall, it would have been pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
just
fall was
It
great.
hurt.
Yeah, the fall was good. Dude, that was the most damage I've ever done. I couldn't do that much with the
80
fucking dragon.
Now, what was your HP without the amulet of health?
Oh,
Do you
yeah,
remember?
Dead. I would have been dead.
Oh my gosh!
Well, not dead, but
Down.
like
Down.
down, instant down.
Absolutely.
Oh my god!
I still can't get the idea out of my head of him straight up Thanosing my character.
Oh my god.
Just the dagger goes in and it's like, war. I don't feel so good.
It all came down to, I was like, who's closest? And they're like, war. Ultimate death. Like,
Who's
it's,
closest? Everybody points at war.
I was just imagining like Alexandria just like so close, so close. Oh, it's right there. it's
Yeah,
so close.
War's blood just sprayed all over the right side of her face. Complete deadpan stare like that was my death.
I did not expect a crit on that, and nobody caught his sneak attack. So all right,
Yep.
that was intense. So yeah, 780, well deserved. Almost killed the tank. But yeah,
That's so scary.
the next day would break undisturbed,
Long
other
rest
than
button isn't working.
the events of the night. What isn't working?
The long rest button.
Don't worry about it. It's been broken forever.
Oh.
I have had difficulty with every macro I put in Roll20. It always just ends up breaking. Other than my XP
Resetting.
macro, holding true XP.
Resetting the things.
I really should choose one more cantrip. What other cantrip from the warlock list should I choose?
I don't know. I get another spell, but it's only from the frickin' illusionary enchantment table.
I forgot to wait. Or are we supposed to keep? Remember the Mad Monkey Fever rules
Mhm.
a while ago? We
Yeah.
weren't supposed to keep that anymore, right?
No, that drifted
Okay.
away. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
That was way back before we even entered. Everybody roll on the Mad Monkey table.
Yeah.
No, it's not gonna
So
happen.
we never found Omu. This is all
All
a
the
fever
hallucination.
dream.
You guys gotta do it all again. No,
It was all a fucking dream.
that's me with Mad Monkey Fever at that point. I've gone
It's
insane.
it's all Ed's imagination.
I've gone
Yes.
crazy. If I have to do this whole thing again with you guys walking through the shrine,
No.
if I have to explain Omu one more time, I'll lose my mind.
The
No,
fact
we
of the
wake
matter
up
is
and
that we-
Omu's just one building.
It's just one building and just one room. Easy.
turns out
That's what it would be.
this stream doesn't even exist. We're just a daydream invented by Ed.
The
we don't
viewer
even-
at home, you have Mad Monkey Fever. This whole thing, your whole life is a vision.
Drag the wrong type of shield into my inventory.
Yeah, that's the best thing is when you grab the physical shield and not the spell shield. If you do that, that's what you get. that's all you
I need
receive.
one of those eventually.
I don't know if you can wield it right now.
I can now.
Oh, special bard. All right, well, it is a brand new day. Those who are not quite leveled up yet, keep tinkering away at it, but let's open up into some roleplay. You should be level 7, though, so keep getting at it till you are, and we have a full level 7 party. But it is a brand new day with Omu open to you to do with as you will. What do you guys do? Balls in your court.
Gonna follow this bloody path, right?
Should we go into the shrine and see what we need the key for?
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, I think unfortunately we have, something just came up. What do you think they mean by final key?
Oh, might be one of those looking down at the ground.
Yeah, I
Or I guess we're not at the shrine yet, are we?
You can be if you guys want to. If we want to zip there right now, you guys can be there.
Did we
It
want
is
to head that
all
way or
like a
not?
2-minute walk away.
It's
Yeah.
literally across the street. Wouldn't take 2
Yeah.
seconds to literally look at it, but it's up to the party unless there's an argument of direction, which there could be. They're my favorite because I start looking at my encounter table. At the shrine, yes.
yeah, we'll approach it first thing.
Yep, you see the key, the exact thing I described before. Keys all over the ground. The writing's still on. The blood is dried now, but still very visible by everybody.
Are we going inside?
Well,
Is
I'm
everyone-
assuming that's why we're here. Do we come just to stare in the door?
The gates are open, dark void inside.
I think we're ready.
Okay.
You guys enter in, readied, weapons in hand for whatever is inside. You would see this chamber described as follows. The roof or a statue of a giant snail looms before you. In place of antenna, it has 5 pseudopods ending in rocky clubs with spikes. Along the walls, 6 iron keys hang in small niches, or they did rather, above stone plinths. Behind the statue, a carved pedestal in a wide alcove has a keyhole set into its base. Those keys I mentioned before, hanging on the multiple rings, well, those key rings are empty, and you would see 6 iron keys hang in small niches above. Yeah, you would see that they are empty, and but you would see what looks to be some form of key compiled together in many keys, kind of pushed all into one inside of the keyhole slot of the pedestal. The pedestal is open. It looks just like it does when they open and like close. It is open, and there are devices on either side, iron bars that seem to have jammed it open, and the pedestal has lifted and it's empty. This thing was caught mid-open, and it has been pried open via some stakes and steel stakes, and the pedestal is empty. There's blood all over the walls, like handprints and footprints.
Can I do a nature check on the blood handprints on the wall?
I don't believe it would be nature. I think I would say, or what are you just trying to discern? Just
I want to see if they're like Yuan-Ti hands.
they are. You don't have to make a roll.
Okay. Ugh. Yeah, this was definitely Yuan-Ti.
So they have one of the cubes.
According to their words, the last. Not sure how they would know that.
How many do we have? We have 5 or 4? We have 4.
We have 4. The
And the
wizards have
Thanes?
1. If they have 1, we still have 3 left together.
Should we investigate before we take the Yuan-Ti at their word?
We should probably at least check the 2 possible temples near us.
Yeah.
You guys want to do that? Go ahead.
I suppose that makes sense.
Hmm.
You guys want to? Is that something the party then agrees to do? Go check the other temples that you've. Which ones have you identified?
The
they
ones
should
that
be
we
marked.
think are things, or like they're, and then there's one on the other side
Okay.
up here, I think.
I'm going to do both you guys and me a favor. I'm gonna montage you guys. Is that okay? Is everyone comfortable with that?
Oh, yeah, that's unfortunate, but yes.
Sure.
I'm always uncomfortable.
I'm going to shortly montage you guys. You go to these individual shrines that you've marked on your map, but you find a similar situation in both. They have been ransacked, their cubes taken, their puzzles and traps triggered. You see evidence of magic in some places, some scarring. It looks as though these have already been infiltrated. You see humanoid footprints at the site of either. I will not let you guys waste your time coming to these. You guys somehow make this gap. You can describe it however you want, but I don't want to spend the rest of the session with you guys going to places that won't lead anywhere.
We
Can you-
create
can you-
a human chain.
Can you point to point A to point B? Because
Where's Tarzan?
if we're near the water, water rafting, we get a canoe.
So
We
something
get a canoe.
something interesting. It took a little bit more time. I'm probably going to dock about 3 hours because that was not a shrine. This was.
Oh.
Nice, okay.
Dick.
Yep, you
That
can
one
go.
does not look as good as that one as a shrine.
You guys go to this shrine, this shrine, and this one, skirting the premises of the palace, and they are all ransacked in a similar manner as I've described. Humanoid footprints, magic scarring, traps triggered, cubes taken.
So is the blood going this? I'm not pointing.
You guys go back to
This
follow
way?
the blood. It does. You would see the blood trail. It goes inside the palace. You would catch the blood trail, absolutely.
Great.
should-
The boss wants to fight.
We need to report this to the wizards first. We have an agreement.
Agreement to what exactly? To tell them?
Mutual understanding and respect.
Well, is it really when we don't respect or understand them?
You seem to get along with them pretty fine.
We need them to get in there, I think.
Who are you
good.
saying that to, Brolin?
Alexandria.
They get along with me fine because I'm a necromancer, and they like necromancers. They're shallow like that.
Well, we don't want to make any additional enemies.
I would.
They're
I
looking.
want to sandbag from them a bit.
You think we don't tell them?
Not everything, but we tell them that we know that they have of the 4 of the puzzle cubes.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
To what end are we trying to get them to go and attack the Yuan-Ti?
Yes.
Well, that would be the easiest way to get them to do that.
It would keep
But-
us from charging into the temple full of snakes.
But I still think we don't give them everything. We don't give them all the puzzle cubes.
No, of course not.
Well, no, those are for us.
Right.
So is that where you guys are
They-
heading? Back to
They
the.
won't part.
Go ahead.
oh,
Continue.
They won't part with theirs easily. I think fighting the Yuan-Ti to get the others might help us later.
So we'll just traipse on back to their camp, convince them to come help us. Two-pronged assault on the Yuan-Ti stronghold. Wizard duel. Sounds fun.
That's really the best course of action here.
All right.
Should leave a puzzle cube somewhere else where we know where it is.
As insurance is what you're suggesting?
Yes.
How can we guarantee the UNT won't find it?
Can't.
I suppose it won't matter if they do.
Or the Thayans?
Well, it'll certainly matter if they do. Or it won't, I suppose. They'll still
Well,
have to
don't-
go after the UNT anyway.
What I don't want is for us to be in the opposite situation where we are drained and they try to take advantage of that. And then they have everything they need.
So we pull the old, you can't kill me, I know what you need angle. Right? You'll never find it.
That only keeps one of us alive.
Well, I mean, I'd prefer to live if all things were considered. I mean, we'll be frank, if it's, you know, them choosing one person to spare, it's gonna be me.
You're dashing good looks? Is that what you're suggesting?
No, I'm
No.
just more culturally appropriate for them. You know, human, necromancer, wizard, white.
I'm the whitest person here.
Yes,
Look at
but
my-
you're not a wizard, you're not a necromancer, you're a dwarf. All these things are working against you. Also, just generally nobody likes you. You're very
Whoa.
brash.
It's not your fault, Brolin. It's really not your fault.
Yeah,
I
but it's
mean-
endearing.
Yes, with extended exposure and no other options, it is endearing.
That sounds like Stockholm syndrome?
It is Stockholm syndrome, but it works for him, so why would he do anything else?
I just smile and nod whenever, you know, when she's concerned.
Anyway, War, do you have a suggested location for our insurance drop? Should we find the bees?
No.
I have an idea.
Go on.
Yes. Okay. Follow me here. The only people who would be able to replicate this effect probably aren't the Thayans, because, let's be honest, they're necromancers. They're only interested in things that kill people and things that raise people.
Oh, like you.
I thought every one of their
Oh boy, we're taking shots at me while I'm trying to have an idea. That's new.
well, all of their tattoos were different schools of magic, right?
That's
Yeah.
fair, but they only really truly favor one, correct?
Oh, like, wait, so each one had different sets of tattoos, or they all had different schools of tattoo?
You're going to be looking at many who are practiced in evocation. I believe the majority of the remaining red wizards are skilled in pyrotechnics, while Zagmira favors the necromantic arts.
Oh, right, you're here.
Yes, I am. I am still here.
Excellent.
He is a
Hopefully-
font of inside information.
Yes, hopefully you'll be able to help me with this. Are there any transmutation wizards among them?
Only
Any powerful ones?
the most powerful wizard among them is, and he's kind of like looking at you, Victor. Why do you want to know? Wait a minute.
Transmutation?
You're not planning on doing anything, are you?
Well, I am presently talking about having a plan, so yes, I am planning on doing something.
You're not doing what I think you're doing, right? You're not going to
To do what?
attack them?
No.
Oh, God. God,
God, no.
thank you.
Pay
Sorry.
attention to the conversation.
I'm so sorry. Apologies. I was distracted. Go ahead.
Oh, my.
Why would that be bad? You seemed very worried.
Well, it's they are. There's many of them. I don't really want to be in the middle of a battle between you and them. And Victor is very powerful. Yes.
I agree with him. we don't want to close ranks and fight them. For one, we have maybe 2 counter spells, and they have a camp worth of them. It's just not going to work out.
A peace is best, I think, among both parties.
Anyways, we're getting
And
sidetracked.
we just have to tell them that the Ulanti have most of the cubes.
War. If your plan is to separate the cubes, what we could do is we probably have access to a spell they don't. What I'm suggesting is we use my ability to control water. I split the river for us, and then we bury them considerably deep, preferably in a container. And then we make sure we know where it's, marked. And then I just let the water resume its course. Nobody's
Preferably
gonna dredge
in
the
one of
river.
these buildings.
I mean, I'd prefer it to be in the river rather than standing water in a building. But
Well, in the river, but also in a building. That way, if the water does flow through, it's more likely to catch on the building.
I'm not sure I follow you.
Well, if we put it in something, the water is flowing pretty heavily. If we
We
put
can-
it in a building, we can wedge it against a wall in the direction of the current.
But
No,
the
we
container would
bury
be
it.
anchored. It would be anchored somehow.
We'll bury the container. 6 feet under should be fine.
You have 10 minutes on the spell concentration-wise, right? To split the river. So you'd be able to dig a bit with everybody helping, but I don't know about 6 feet.
I
Did
mean,
you say
into
6 feet
mud.
under?
a whole party could definitely do that.
Into mud? Into mud, I don't know, because it's spilling in. I do not think a whole party can get 6 feet into muddy. I'm going to make the call right now as the DM that you can get it under, but it ain't going 6 feet. You can
We
get
could
it. You
always-
can get it in the mud, like pat it down and get it in there pretty deep. But there's no way you're digging a 6-foot pit in a muddy, waterbed.
We could stuff it like on the shelf of the river, like
Especially
on the
with
side.
no
We could
digging
always
tools.
We could always dig like horizontally. I don't know.
You
I mean,
can-
it
you
doesn't
can
necessarily need
do-
to be
you
under the
can-
water.
You can do what you're saying. Absolutely. I was just contesting 6 feet. You'd not be able to get it that deep.
I mean, I like that.
If you guys spend like an hour preparing this whole thing and getting it, I will totally allow you guys to secure the cubes in an underwater location. Absolutely. A 4th level spell slot will be spent. I don't think that's a ritual, is it, Kyle?
No, it is not.
Okay. But you could get it secured under there.
I like the idea.
It's good.
That satisfies a couple conditions. War, right?
Yeah.
Question is where.
Well, I actually do like Frisia's idea. If we park the water within one of the flooded buildings, we'll at least have a very solid landmark, being the building. But we'll probably want to mark with some nondescript object, like a boulder or something, to sit on top of where we buried it. Otherwise, we'll have to spend a considerable amount of time digging, just trying to find it again.
Yeah. You
But
guys
I'm sure
wanna-
that's something we could easily prepare for beforehand.
You guys want to go with this course of action?
Yeah. We're not burying all of them. Right?
Okay.
We just got an insurance policy.
Yeah, we
we're
have
gonna
4.
carry a couple. Yeah,
Do we want to bury 1 or 2?
I'd say 50% is a safe bet. I vote 2.
Half sounds fine.
So cool. I can speed you guys through this process. A 4th level spell slot will be spent, but I have one other question to make. Omu has many moving parties. You guys have met Red Wizards, you have met Yuan Ti, and others. Do you guys want to? And this is something to note, like going to this place, like you've experienced thus far that your movements in Omu do not go unnoticed unless you take effort. Are you guys going to try to remain hidden when you go to place this thing?
Of course. Yeah. I think.
All right.
Hidden,
Is
set false trails.
is a Brolin spell, a stealth spell being used?
Yeah. I'll cast one.
Okay, go ahead and spend that resource. I'm not gonna request any rolls. The 10 is enough. But spend your 2nd level spell slot, 4th level spell slot, and you guys can get these stones hidden. We would see the river split. You kind of probably curve it enough where you can like go very unnoticed, so it's not a massive split, just a little bit, Alexandria. So you could just cut in and be as quiet as possible, and you guys can. As hidden enough that you're all comfortable with it. You have placed these cubes.
I would like to say that, given that these buildings are flooded, once we're in a building, I could just recast the spell so that the water obscures the inside of the building, so nobody would have any idea what we did.
Yeah, totally.
Also, I would like to not take Orvex when we do.
All right. Yeah, you leave Orvex somewhere, some disclosed location, and then come back for him.
Just knock him out while we're walking somewhere.
I don't know. That'd be pretty
Just
cute.
bonk.
He'll listen to you.
We could literally just blindfold him. Don't want to leave him alone.
No,
Well, it's safer for him to not know. Is kind of what.
Please, I don't want to know.
Yeah.
We can totally blindfold him and still take him with us.
He'll just say, "Just put me in a building. I don't care. I'll stay there. I'll wait for you to come back."
Okay.
Or we can leave you in a hostile environment, yes, to be captured or taken.
I mean, I can stay pretty quiet.
Just like the first time we found you.
That was after being attacked, and there was a lot of us. I'm one old man. I think I'll be okay. And he pats you on the shoulder and says, "Valfin, you worry too much.
There's a reason I'm still alive.
And a reason I'm still alive too." Yes, exactly. You. Thank you.
We're the reason.
Exactly. That's what I was saying. I will be fine right here. I do not want to know where you put those, but good on you. That's a Thayan move. A Thayan move right there.
You know something? I could make it so we're never attacked while we're resting in this game. I just realized.
Okay.
So as long as we're near water, I can use.
You totally can. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
I can use control water. We'll march
And then
in.
put the bubble down
Put the bubble down.
and sleep in the mud.
That's
Ooh,
well.
cool.
I mean, I can change the conditions on the inside, so it won't be mud.
Yeah, because the bubble is like a half dome. It's got a floor to it,
Right.
so it's kind of.
Oh, that's crazy.
That'd be so cool. You have to save the 4th for the day. You have to not spend
You
the 4th
always
that
have
day.
to have that set aside.
No, I guess. So here's the cool
Do you have
part.
2?
Arcane recovery?
The only ways this would work. Well, yeah, I do have the recovery, but I can't recover a spell that big. I would have to have Lehman's Tiny Hut prepared, so I don't cast it as a ritual, because that would take too long.
Yeah, you have to cast and then boom, cast.
The
yeah.
other thing is I have the Ring of Spell Storing, which could hold a 4th level spell.
Dude,
Yes!
that's so good.
So I could always
Stupid.
have that.
I cannot wait until you guys are sleeping underwater. That's gonna be my favorite episode if that ever happens. Totally describe that. That'll be so
we're
cool.
We're in the water, and we need to be safe.
Yeah.
We're in it.
That's our out when
It's a couple of slots, but it's super worth it.
when everybody's hunting for us, and that's our out. You know.
It's really
As long as you remember to
Stealth hideout.
recast before the 8 hours are up.
You did spend your 4th level slot in this scenario, right, Alexander? You are out of 4th circle.
You're correct.
Perfect. So the cubes are hidden. You guys are on a shore. You're back with Orvex. You got them hidden. They are in a disclosed building, and you guys will remember where it is.
Cool.
So,
back to the Thayans.
shall we visit our friends?
Yeah, I I can put you guys in the camp now.
It's time to talk to the wizard, Harry.
On the way,
On the way.
do we still have a pair of sending stones with the party?
I believe you do.
Do we know who's carrying them?
That's up to the party who grabbed them. They were given to you by who?
We had one.
Samuel Dren.
Alexandria had.
Samuel Dren, yep. Yep, you guys
And
have...
then we had one that was the other one that someone will have.
Wait, does Wakanga have the sending stone?
Mm-mm, you guys
Wakanga
have...
has the third one.
He is the third one.
We have.
Should we talk? Should we just as a joke to end the night? Should we just talk to Wakanga?
Oh,
by the way, we're in Omu.
No.
Yeah, you have the sending stones, Valfine. Was there something that you wanted to do with them? The party does. They're among everyone. Somewhere.
I'd like to propose something, yes.
Yes.
If we were to give one of the sending stones to Victor, perhaps, in order to remain in contact, so we don't need to take a trip back to camp every time we need to chat with someone.
All right.
Might be a good idea if we're trying to coordinate an attack as well.
So that is a tool we have at our disposal.
Okay.
Fun on a bun.
I'm gonna put you guys in the room where it happened. Where it happens. Let's... Hamilton.
Scared me with that past tense right there.
I know, right?
Hey,
So it all goes down.
as we're walking.
I was gonna put you there, but go ahead. You're good.
Well, you wouldn't happen to have a spare shield, would you?
I sold mine in order to get this one.
Nah.
I was just remembering that Alex accidentally picked out a shield instead of a shield spell. He's like, "Oh, I got one."
Well, I need a shield. I might be able to buy one from the guy in the Red Wizard.
Oh
camp.
yes,
Yeah.
I gotta go buy one. I'm a barbarian now.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I was gonna ask.
shit,
how
I
your
never added
range
shit.
Remember
would
that
go.
I believe he has everything limited at 25 gold pieces. I think I had put. So he has anything at 25. If a shield's at 25, yeah, he'll have it. Let me get. Where is? I'm looking for the right. There we go. Vengeance. Yeah, I want to camp Vengeance because it's got my campground.
Unfortunately, he doesn't have better armor. I want better armor.
So, our next scene as our party makes their way to the camp would be in that same chamber with Zagmira and Victor, and the group of you minus Orvex, correct?
yes. Would it also be safe to say that Valfine now has ascending stones?
Yeah, that's fine. I don't think anyone would protest.
Unless there's an objection, someone should hand it off.
I doubt. Most people probably don't even have it on their sheet. We don't even know where they are.
Okay.
Filthy elves shouldn't be holding standing stones.
Aren't you like an angel?
No.
So you guys have entered into. You guys have
Where
entered
did that come
into
from?
the camp. You've entered into the camp. You can I will give you guys a moment if you want to do something else in the camp, but you can get this room where it happened kind of situation. You can get a room with Zagmira and Victor like that. We can move to that scene, but that's completely up to you guys. If you want to go to that scene, I need to know what you tell her, and we'll pick up from her response.
Did we want to check the shops before we commit to that, or like were you looking for something in particular, Alex?
You guys
I
can
see
do
the
that
shield.
passively. You don't have to.
Okay. So we
Judas is
can-
there, and
okay.
he is willing to give you whatever it is that you need for the very, very good prices of the Thayan monarchy. Sorry, Majocracy. Listen, I'm Thay. I am Thay. Don't tell anyone. So yeah, you guys can passively while you're in camp purchase and sell. Anything you sell is half the price.
Okay. Off we go.
But yeah, if you have entered into a conversation with Zagmir and Victor, I need to know what information you guys give, because they're gonna want to know what it is you want.
I'm defaulting to the bard on all matters talking.
I
Didn't
will
we already?
tell them that we made it to some of the shrines, and the Yuan-Ti have raided them, and
Continue.
I very vaguely skim over the part that we have our own stones, but like we made it to shrines, and that they've been raided, and they took them into the main temple.
Some very elaborate artwork with blood. Humanoid.
Make a deception check with advantage. You've got the party in the back. You guys have taken time to get a story straight.
We're all just nodding sagely.
Hey, I'm the sage here.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
shit.
the worst roll ever.
I have to roll.
Oh my
I wasn't even
God,
gonna roll. I have to
2
roll.
2 3s, Alex.
I have to roll on this.
Oh fuck.
You guys in Zagmira, you never can't hold your lies with her.
Yes.
Can't hold
Read
your
us too
lies with
much.
her. All right, yeah, I'm gonna give
Like
her
an open.
saving
We're
throw.
all open books.
It's like
Oh my God. Okay,
Oh my
nothing
God.
changes. Nothing changes. So she. Yeah, I think she'll just. I think that defender wins basically. She'll just say, "I was hoping for better news when you returned. So you're telling me that every shrine that you visited, I'm guessing you discovered others from what you've said than what we knew of, has been ransacked by the Yuan-Ti, their contents taken?"
It is rather unsurprising, considering how most of those temples were very close to where they're supposedly held up.
Prisha goes with all the temples that we visited. The stones are missing from.
I had feared this.
Or would also, like from his journal, read it's the blood writing of the message that they left.
Pompous fool. Go ahead.
I realize it's not canon, so definitely disregard if it doesn't fit the character. But every time War goes to read from his journal, I can't help but think of him pulling out a monocle or a pair of reading glasses.
Please,
that he looks down his snout as
Reading
he's looking at his little
glasses.
pocketbook.
Glasses.
Oh, reading glasses on a chain.
Like it's buried in his fucking shell, so it just comes out of nowhere.
Jacob.
And I sort of
Yeah.
the longer this has been going on,
Canon.
the more damaged the glasses are.
Oh my God! Yeah, there's like a crack in one of them. I love it.
That's
Some blood.
amazing.
Yeah, she'll yeah, as you say that, she looks completely like there's a sink to her shoulders. She looks visibly irritated. She as you explain the words that were written in blood on the wall, and she says, looks to Victor. "Perhaps your advice was ill-advised. We moved too quickly. They sensed it." And Victor responds. He says, "We could not have known." He looks to all of you. "We have acquired more of the cubes, but I guess in our haste, they must have swooped in and taken what was left."
I suppose the two of our parties working in tandem was too much progress too quickly.
And then, Victor looks frustrated. He says, "I feel as though we should have been able to. They are quicker than they should be." And Zagmira just sways him up. She says, "You were hasty, young fool. I should have not taken your advice. Now we are left with this. How many? 5? In his possession. This bodes ill." And she looks to all of you. She says, "Seems as though our little alliance did not work out in our favor.
Yet.
Yet." And she kind of she creases her eyes a little bit. She says, "I am curious. Do you have any suggestions yourselves as to how to move forward from here? Quite a predicament we find ourselves in." She kind of like curls her fingers and is looking at all of you. Anyone can make an insight check.
Doing it.
I don't trust myself, but I'll do it if it doesn't affect anybody else's roll. No, where did my character window go?
It's there.
All right, Brolin, come on. Roll well.
I lose track of it on the Omu map. There's like it's so
Yeah, it gets light.
beautifully busy.
Yeah, it is. It gets light.
It's an insight, right?
Insight, yes, please.
Shit, should have rolled that with advantage.
Okay.
I was thinking it right as I pressed it.
Valfine and Freesia, War, you get just like a sense of something. You get like a whiff, but for Valfine and Freesia, you can read the situation. She has a lot going through her head right now. And as she says, we find ourselves in quite a predicament. Any ideas? You can see on her face, she has multiple ideas. This is a woman with every contingency plan you could possibly imagine behind her. And she just wants to know what you guys think. This is a probe. She wants to see what you guys have to offer. She wants information.
Well, far be it from us to not listen to the professionals in this matter.
Make a persuasion check with normal, just normal.
Yeah, you probably don't need to give me a pin.
I don't need to give you anything, motherfucker. Yeah, you can see she's visibly disappointed in the group, hoping for more. She eyes Victor, and I think the ones with the high insight can tell Victor probably talked you guys up. Guy didn't even know you, but she seems to trust him, and she just kind of looks irritated. She says, "I can't expect much more from humble mercenaries. No, the professionals indeed. It is interesting. I expected something like this to happen. And so, I have set up contingency plans for such an occasion. This Rothin Sea and the Yuan-Ti are cunning, but Thay is much more so. I have already infiltrated their little cult with one of my own. A very trusted agent. One who has been spending much time with them, leaking me information where she can. A very dangerous situation. Her life at any moment hangs on the edge of a knife, but she has held undetected, which is to our benefit. I have a suggestion. A full force infiltration of their compound, from what information we have gathered, is faulty. We would break upon them like waves upon a rock. Be foolish. Infiltration should be our best bet. I have a few suggestions. And she looks to all of you with a smile. Ones I'm sure that you will be able to employ. She says, we have discovered a hidden entrance into their compound. One that they are unaware of our knowledge of. It could pose a significant advantage to our entry within. We also, with a man inside, have the opportunity to deceive our way past their gates. And she says, in your encounters with the Yuan-Ti, what ones you may have had, have you left any alive?
Not yet.
I don't believe that we've left.
Good.
We're kind of murdery.
Good. Then your faces, your images should be obscured from them. Unfortunately, and she looks at herself and just sort of points to her head, Asthayans are much more difficult to disguise. An option could be, since you are unknown to them quite utterly, if your word is correct, that we could disguise members of you who are the humanoid, she looks to War, more humanoid races, more common, as potential slaves to be bartered off to them. They do take them quite frequently, and it just so happens that my agent deals in such business for them. This is one way in, and then a third option. We could turn you invisible, and you could enter in, take the cube, and they would be none the wiser, though your time would be limited. That is also an option. I would be more than willing to help you on any of these. My assets are your assets.
Addendum. How about you break upon them in waves to create a distraction for us, and then we sneak in invisible?
No. That will not be happening. We are of a significant number here, and until we reinforce our group, we will take no part in facing the Yuan-Ti head-on. A stealth mission, I think, is of most advantage to us now.
Well, God forbid I'm not talking about a direct toe-to-toe brawl. That's, I would assume, not your way, but you could not come up with any flashy distraction.
I believe that some information should be relayed. The main entrance into their compound is that of a solid stone door. We would pit very little threat to them. They would rout us quickly. They know many ways to get around in that their palace of theirs. It has happened to us before. Trust me, a frontal assault will not work. And you can see in her eyes, they've already tried it. Even as a distraction, she is completely against it. And Victor kind of crosses his head and he just says, crosses his arms and he says, a stealth mission would be best, but perhaps I could help them. She turns and looks at him. It's just, they want a distraction. I could offer it. She says, Victor, we've spoken on this. I need you here. He says, it would only be momentary, enough to give them cover so that they would not risk the entry, at which point they would be on their own. They would return to you. She looks and she scowls. I don't like it. And he puts his hands on the table and leans forward. Zagmir, when are you going to trust me? She kind of waits. She sits and waits for... She brews for a little bit. Is there any other conversation that happens?
Valentine is like eyes
So,
locked with Victor most of the time there.
I think you should really trust one of your advisors.
She says,
I'm lamenting this change because I actually like Victor.
I
prefer any of the other ones to die.
Yeah, she as you say something, Felicia, she swivels in your chair. I don't. Enough from your bard. I know a silver tongue when I see it. She looks and she says, frustrated, she says, well, Victor, you are under no obligation to us. Your work here is volunteer, as it always has been. The choice is ultimately yours. I cannot hold you by Thayan law. You are not my slave. And she looks him up and down like, oh, you should be. and he just says, it would be a quick...
Insight check.
Go ahead and make an insight check. On her?
Oh, no, I was just
no.
going for the, like...
Yeah.
Her looking him up and down.
And he says, I would be willing to help them. In place of our troops here. I know that we are spread thin with what we are, and that it is my fault that is the case. Let me fill the void here. She says, fine. If they fail, it is on your head, Victor. He says, absolutely. He turns to the rest of you and says, well, it looks like I'll be helping you. Is that, he says, is that in what's the word? Is that
Amenable?
is that amenable to all of you? And then Zegmira goes, amenable, of course. She just and like they don't have a choice situation. and Victor just puts a hand up to wait for your guys' response. I am quite useful.
So, I don't think this has been discussed yet, but let's say this works. We get into their compound. Aren't we gonna be in shackles? We're gonna be slaves.
Well, we're
sneaking
thinking
in,
the
Brolin.
invisibility one.
If I'm going to help you, it will be to invisibly enter from the secret entrance.
And how many cubes were we looking for in there?
She squints her eyes. You said 5.
I didn't give a number, did I?
You said that you went to multiple shrines, that there were none left. We have 4.
Oh, I just wanted to make sure we got them all.
Did you go to the remaining 5 shrines? Were they empty? Do we need to check again, perhaps?
Hold on, let me check my Omadex. Yes, I do believe we have captured or seen all of the cubes.
Then every cube is accounted for.
Except for the ones they have.
Well, we know where they are.
Well, relatively.
Our layout of the compound is limited. We'll be able to offer you the entrance to the secret area and some chambers beyond, but there are parts that our agent was unable to get to. They have a sort of circle hierarchy. A simple slaver isn't able to get in the closer rings.
And how do we know their leader have all the cubes sitting under his chair?
He very well
It'd be
could.
rather uncomfortable.
It's up for you to find them. You will be invisible. I believe this spell has the capabilities of lasting at least an hour. That's more than enough time, I would assume, to go in, find them. You're resourceful, aren't you? Victor may be able to help you.
We'll find them.
Of course.
Or die trying.
And if not, I was born to fight.
Indeed. We have done our work in acquiring most of the remainder. If you were to grab these 5, I would see our partnership as quite equal. We could enter into the lower levels of this place, take its treasures for our own. Since we are all after treasure here, after all. The riches of all.
That being the case, any word on the thing we were looking for?
What was it you were looking for?
The Eye. I think it was called.
Eye of Zegmira.
Yeah.
Says, not from what we have found. There are few and far between when it comes to artifacts on the surface. Omu is well pillaged by its Yuan-Ti captors. So your little trinket that you search for, you will find it, I assume, in the lower levels, after we get the door open.
Okay. Just
Good.
figured I'd ask.
Of course, of course. Well, I believe everything is in accord. I am of approval of this method. Just make sure you bring my wizard back to me in one piece, or else there will be hell to pay.
Fair enough.
Well, I mean, to be fair, that's really not in our court if we're sneaking in.
Be that as it may.
That's in your court, Victor.
I expect
Don't do anything stupid and get us in trouble.
I expect you, Victor, to return however many number of you to return, and all the cubes to be with you. I think that would be a very successful mission, yes. Victor would just say, no reason to continue patronizing them, Zagmira. And he says, I think that we have established what we will be doing. We should hold discussions on our exact intentions. That way we're all on the same page. And yeah, that's about what's left of this meeting, unless there's anything else you guys wanted to ask or talk about. At least from their side. Zagmira's content, says, yes, they're going to go and do it. Perfect. No, they're taking Victor. Damn it. It's like a kind of situation of like, all right, well, we'll see how this goes. And then Victor's very, very content to help you. He wants to help you. He wants to make this lucrative, or lubricate the process.
And Victor is a wizard, correct?
Yeah, he's a human. He's a human arcane user of some sort. He wears robes that definitely look mainland on.
Okay.
But yeah, you guys, was there any other questions?
I kind of do. I kind of do.
To who?
Zagmira.
Yeah, you kind of do. See what this is.
I'm immediately worried.
What is it, bro?
Why are you worried about
By
me?
saying, because you said you kind of do, which means you're concerned about what you're about to ask.
What is it? What is it? Give it to Zag. Give it to old Zagmira.
Okay, I'm trying to word this. Oh no, Brolin's gonna have to do deception.
Just don't.
Go.
Oh,
Do it. You're already
Don't do it,
talking
bro.
about it. She says, yes. You're right in front of her. Yes.
So, there is one thing we didn't bring up. It's kind of been bothering me lately. We heard some of the before we attacked them. We heard some of the Yuan-Ti talking about this. Do you know anything about the Sisters of Saun? It doesn't involve you, Alexander.
We're attached.
Sisters of Saun. You're talking about the Sohn sisters?
Saun. Yeah, Saun.
The Sohn
trying to-
sisters. Yeah, you're fine. Let me make a history check make a persuasion check first of all, because she's not the type to just give away information. Unless you've really come about it pretty well.
It's gonna be good.
Watch.
You already
one.
used your
Negative.
inspiration.
Oh,
Oh shit! Not bad.
A little smile creaks on her face, and she says, I may have heard something of the legend, yes? Why?
like I said, I was overhearing some Yuan-Ti talk about it. Something about dealing with the sisters.
Dealing with the sisters. I think you are hearing some Yuan-Ti converse a fairy tale.
So it's a legend?
Yes. She looks you up and down, and she says, that's right, you're from Chult. You wouldn't know it, would you? One I would only see in Eastern Faerun. Imagine the story would not travel far. What do you want to know? The legend itself? Its origin? Some of it's vague. Specify.
What's the legend?
The legend is told differently among many parties, but it tells the same tale of the 3 original hags created by dark magic. Or dark beings. It changes via the story. Powerful creatures of ancient wielding abilities. Many mythos surrounds them. They are seen as fate bearers, holding strings to people's lifelines.
Elfin
Yeah.
shoots him a side glance.
This is Brolin playing dumb. This is Brolin playing. The
Make a
Brolin
deception check.
everyone
Make a deception check with advantage because Brolin can easily play dumb. I think.
Oh my god. Did the DM just roast you?
Oh my god! You're bringing it up in this way, and she just says, "What? Why do you want to know about the Seven Sisters? Is there a reason? It seems like there is one. You're being a little coy.
Coy. Lady, look at me. Do I look coy?
Right
You
now,
already
you
failed.
definitely do."
No. I'm hearing the Yuan-Ti talk about him. Are we gonna be fighting them?
You have heard them speak of a fairy tale. The Yuan-Ti are a suspicious lot in total. They believe a giant snake will swallow the sun and make the entire world dark so that they can live forever. So, really, you're dealing with whack jobs already.
Do they have dark vision?
War starts laughing a little.
Oh my god.
Says, I don't know. You've encountered them yourselves. I imagine you would know by now.
I've never encountered them at night.
Well,
never
I can
asked.
tell you they are as accurate in the dark as they are in the day. Trust me, I know.
Well, that's good, because you wouldn't want to live in eternal darkness if you didn't have dark vision.
No, you wouldn't, would you? This conversation is getting extremely frustrating for me. Victor, take them out of my room. I have a lot to do here.
I rather thought it was enlightening.
Victor says, come, we do not want to anger Zagmira.
Huh?
Yeah, make it. She's just like, she just goes back to reading. She's got paperwork. She does the Trump, like, where he shuffles the papers to make it look like he's doing something. And Victor says,
And by-
come.
Does she have tiny hands?
She does. You get a hand on your shoulder from Victor. Brolin says, come, let's leave her be. No reason to frustrate anyone here.
So,
And by Brolin acting like a complete idiot, he escapes all repercussion.
Oh man.
You were gonna say something else?
so as we're leaving the area, I go over to my giant friend of Thayan Wizard.
Go over to
and form a
Yamuk?
secret handshake with him. Yeah.
Make a persuasion check. Yeah, anything
accidentally closed my character.
anything charisma based. Let me just see this. This is the last action of the session. Let me see.
Oh no, really?
This is the final action.
No.
It is. Time.
Oh my
my god! You walk up to him and he's like, sees you, and immediately you do it, and like everybody, like the minute it happens, it's again a situation. I think there's a spark of magic behind this cosmetically, where every time you get near him, you still have the lingering of that charm. Yamuk really likes you. He thinks you're great, and like you enter it into his head, like you never discussed it before, but you almost enter it into his head where he immediately knows it and recognizes it's something like you're old pals, and he just the whole thing, and he just goes and puts a hand on your shoulder. It's like, good to have you back. And then literally every other like slave in the area turns over, just like, what am I missing something? And then that is the last scene of the session, as our party gathers with Victor to decide where you'll be going from here and how you will be going about it. And that is where we will jump back in. Guys, thanks for an excellent session. That was awesome. I super appreciate y'all coming in today, making my night so good. I'm gonna close this out real quick just to get that done. Thank you to those who joined us. Super appreciate you stopping by. We don't read the comments, but we still love you. So thank you for hanging out. I appreciate it. Some people might, I don't. But appreciate you stopping by. Thank you to my amazing cast for showing up and just being amazing. As always, I appreciate it, guys. Inspiration all around. You're the best. And I'm gonna kill y'all with snakes someday, so I love you. Yep, the next time we'll be streaming should be Wednesday for more Dungeons and Dragons with a different group. Catch us then for more of Season 2 of Stars to the Shattered Skies. Me and this guy up here for a good time. But very good. Again, thank you all for joining, and everybody have an excellent night. Take care. Bye.
Bye.